We're DrawBomb guys. Yeah, we got a show we do every Monday.
Of course we're going to do a Twitch show for no viewers.
Yeah, episode 193. Woo, woo, woo. Man, we're crushing it, man.
I'm having a great time. It's funny, you know, in some ways you could say like, you know, like we always joke that the show's like unsuccessful, but at the same time, I have so much fun every week and I look forward to it. And it's
you know
a good
what?
time with friends. That makes it successful.
Yeah.
For me.
You know what?
Along the way.
I've read an article or two or a tweet or 7 or I don't know where it's like the story of the average person who starts like an internet show is they sit down with their friends, they plan, they get very excited, and then they record like 3 episodes and it doesn't blow up right away, and then they just stop because they're like, fuck this. And we didn't do that. We did it for the love of the game.
That's right. We still haven't said fuck this.
We still haven't said.
You want to get podcasting equipment? I'm sure you can get it cheap on like used.
Yes, go to Sweetwater.
Exactly what you just said.
Whoa. Who there? Oh, the Leviathan Den just resubbed for 45 months. So
wow. That's so many months.
That's like at least 2 years. Yeah.
Good job, DrawBomb guys. Of course you're gonna subscribe for almost 2 years.
We're gonna get subscribed. It's more than 2 years. It's not just almost 2 years. It's beyond.
Oh, you're goddamn right. Sorry, I can't. Time is a flat circle.
Yes, we can't do math. Well, Leviathan Den, I give you 5 out of 5 booms for that huge subscriber streak. They had a really funny Costco guys parody.
Boom.
Okay.
You don't interrupt the booms, Ian.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize.
Jesus, we went over this how many times?
I'm sorry.
There's a real rift happening in the DrawBomb show, and he's not going along with my.
Just your delivery of everything, including and especially the booms, just seemed so like your heart wasn't.
So what? Well, it's hard to when my co-host won't even support me. You know.
Just your lack of tone just made me not know that the booms were coming. I would have totally given you that space if I had known the booms were on the way.
Okay, fine. I'll take that. I'll take that criticism. It's on me. Going forward, we're gonna be on the same page, I think.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and that's how you solve problems, people. Is discussion, and understanding, and empathy. So, if I can get through to this fucking idiot, then you guys can get through your problems too. And therefore...
Oh, you son of a bitch! We're DrawBomb guys. Of course we're going to commit murder on screen. Alright, I think I've played that bit out enough at this point. For now. We'll give it 20 minutes and then I'll do it.
I may have been shot a lot, but I didn't die right away. Vital organs have been hit, and I am bleeding out, but I still am not, I haven't.
Do you think you can survive like another hour and 50 minutes?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Let's go.
All right, cool.
All right. And then I do got to go to the hospital, or, it might be too late by that point, actually, but, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Let's just get one good show out of it. We need all 3 viewers to get their money's worth.
Which Good Mythical Morning had a really funny Costco guys parody happening on their one like food. They were like doing like TikTok. They were comparing TikTok foods or some shit like that, and they had 2 guys come out with a pizza and just doing the bit, and they were just saying. They're just being very weird on purpose. Like they were sitting as they were like waiting for the judgment sort of to happen, and like they're sitting on one guy's sitting on the other's lap, and they're like, hey, you guys are sitting on each other's laps. They're like, yep, you could have 100 chairs, but this is still the place I'd be sitting. You know, funny stuff. Ever since I started watching Wonderhole, I've never like watched anything like Rhett and Link, Good Mythical whatever related until like I watched Wonderhole, which is interesting because I feel like it's the opposite, if anything, or maybe not because that was their
Yeah.
first channel. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't like really the first. Before they were doing a lot of like before Mythical Morning, they were doing like
Well,
skits
yeah,
and music videos and things.
I'm saying the Wonderhole channel was their original Rhett and Link channel. Apparently, they've explained that
Oh, I see.
in one of their recent episodes, which explained a lot for me because I watched Wonderhole and then I looked at the channel. I was like, oh, the channel is called Wonderhole, but there's like a million videos on here already. So when I heard the explanation, it all made sense.
Got it.
Anyways, I'm a new fan.
Now I know too.
Yes, you do. I'm a new fan.
Yeah, they're fun to watch because they have good chemistry. They're like real friends, so it's just fun to watch, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean the Wonderhole series has been like extremely good. Like on par with like
more of them.
Television productions, like in terms of not just like the budget that goes into them, but also like the like emotions that it manages to get out of you. Like it's very impressive like how each episode of Wonderhole has, except for maybe the first one, because the first one is just pure goofy, which I think is a strong way to start the series. But like every
on board.
Yeah, but like every episode is otherwise like sentimental and like actually like sad and melancholy in like in ways. Like they're all funny, but like they also have that flip side of like extreme sadness sometimes. It's actually like really impressive how like and like how consistently and how well they tap into it and like in strange ways too. I don't know if you've watched the one where they chop down the tree with the axe yet.
That's the next one I'm on.
It's like I won't spoil anything, but it is sad because it's about their real friend who died of testicular cancer.
I saw that part, and like they show a preview of the next one, and I saw the preview, and I know that basic concept, but I don't know anything beyond that.
Yeah, and there is like a it's like it seems mostly like what's interesting about them is how they very seamlessly blend like being legitimate like almost documentary sort of footage, you know, like a standard YouTube video might be. With like scripted bits and like performances. Like it's interesting how like for instance the scavenger hunt episode I think really seamlessly blends what's scripted, what's like legitimate conversation. You know, I think they kind of have it's like it's very natural. Like they're good at acting. Like actually, like they do a good job. I think, which is impressive. But in the peanut butter axe one, they have like the part where they're chopping down the tree, and that feels a lot more naturalistic. And they discuss things like, you know, like ways they regret how they like talk to their friend about like dying and things like that. Like it gets very serious and
so
like
kind of like a therapy.
It is. It's absolutely therapy. Like the tree is like a therapeutic thing, but the tree also there's also like a sort of B story that's happening about the tree that I won't spoil for you because it's actually it's surprising and it's interesting and it's funny. But like it like it's like it's both goofy and really over the top and like strange. It's like very strange, but like it still manages to be sad. Like it despite the fact that like, you know, there's a costume involved is the most I'll say, but like there's like, you know, despite the person wearing a costume, it's like still like you feel sad, and it's impressive how just very competently they've just managed to hit all of those right emotions. It's really cool.
I think good writing can thread those needles because I don't know, there's certain things I've watched throughout the years that maybe like the concept is like dumb as shit, but the writing's so good that it like
and it elevates it.
They can still make you feel things. Like I kind of feel that way about like OG Rick and Morty does a lot of that, where it's like this is the dumbest. Every character's like the stupid. They even look stupid, but then they still make you feel things occasionally.
Like the episode where the therapist. I love the episode of Rick and Morty. I think like it's the peak moment of like clarity in Rick and Morty is when the therapist basically like deconstructs Rick and Beth like just down to their cores, you know, like just completely. It's basically, I mean, it's not hard for a character to do this because it's basically the writer saying like, "This is what I did with these characters,"
Yeah,
and it's definitely it
but in
was
the world.
yeah, but it was 100% written also as like because it happened immediately after the Szechuan sort of like incidents, and I mean, I guess they'd been working on the season for a while, so I don't know how they would update it so much, but I think there was still a lot of that people sort of empathizing or sort of imagining themselves as Rick in the fan base more than
Yeah,
understanding
like
that
the whole like watching Joker, Batman and Joker, or watching like
exactly.
Breaking Bad, or watching like Fight Club and being like, these guys are cool when
I
they're
want to
actually like
be
the
these
shittiest
guys.
people.
Yeah. They're actually like, oh, this guy is actually he's formed a cult. Like, you have to understand.
So
Uh,
cool.
it's so cool how he's formed a cult. So that's why it, like I think that particular scene with the therapist was written to basically for the writers to say, look, this is the actual reason Rick's character is the way he is. Like he is not a person to emulate. Which is why I think that's also a great scene in the show. Is it's just working on a lot of levels at once, and it's a very good scene. Um,
It's
and it's
a Rick
cathartic too.
episode, I believe.
It is the Pickle Rick episode actually, which is ironic that like everyone, all the dumb idiots in the world, quote the Pickle Ricks. I mean, obviously the Pickle Rick thing is a meme, and that was how they memed the episode before it came out just for the sake of advertising. So I get it. Um, but it is funny that I wonder how many people who do. I feel like a lot of the Pickle Rick references nowadays are almost on a Shrek level, you know,
Yeah,
where it's ironic that they're referencing Pickle
ironic
Rick.
naming.
Yeah, which is my almost my favorite kind of memes.
Yeah,
Are the ones where we're like, hey, this is cringe, let's embrace it and like almost put it on a pedestal.
agree.
Um, but I wonder how many people are just legitimately like, huh, Pickle Rick, he turned himself into a pickle. Um, Gosh, that was a long-winded me talking about things. I kind of went from like one show to the next. It was very fluid. I don't know what I
Welcome to
was.
DrawBomb, everyone.
Welcome to DrawBomb. I don't know what my original point was. So.
Um, you're talking about how you're impressed by writing that is able to
Oh
hit
yes.
significantly polar like opposites of emotion. Like one second you're laughing and silly, and the next second it's making you sad or feel
Yeah.
something.
Because I think both are actually like very hard. Is to both. It's extremely hard to make somebody laugh legitimately. And it's also
Yeah,
extremely hard to make somebody feel sad. On a whim. I mean, not unless you like are personally like destroying, like ruining their life or like dressing them down or something like that. But um, you know what I mean.
yep, yeah. I think on top of that, it's hard to make people feel specific emotions when they're expecting that that's what you're trying to do. So if you're
Yes,
watching a comedy, your standards are even higher when they're trying to like write
exactly.
jokes, because you're like, all right, they're here. The goal is for them to make me laugh. So you're
Yeah.
already kind of like in that critic role. At least some of us are. Not maybe not everybody, but
Oh, I mean, what you described is I mean, Sean Lord Spew has actually described that exact sort of. That's how he kind of approaches comedy shows a lot. He can't help it, he said, but that's why he likes like sort of action, like anime and stuff, maybe a bit more than sitcom or like just standard comedic things necessarily. Is because he was like, if you sit down and it's like you're watching a show where it's characters telling jokes, it's like you're kind of like I don't know, you're hearing a setup and a punchline. It's like somebody telling you knock knock jokes, but just sort of in a different sense. That's how he said he felt about it. So it's harder for and like that doesn't mean he can't do comedy, but it's like it's harder for him to sort of he has an extra
enjoy
critical
it.
eye. He has an extra critical eye towards it because of that sort of in his mind.
That's
It's
fair.
it. Yeah,
I mean, he writes comedy, so I mean,
yeah,
it's he obviously could still appreciate it. He just it's not his first choice of like entertainment, from what I gather from what you're saying.
yeah. Absolutely. It's like a lot of people who make YouTube videos don't actually watch YouTube. You don't have to necessarily engage with the
Is that true, bro?
dude. What?
Maybe that's why we're not successful. I watch a
maybe.
lot of YouTube, and I
I
watch a
watch
lot
so
of
much fucking
Twitch.
YouTube, dude, and I like I watch too much YouTube.
I never used to watch any Twitch, even like in like the first like year of us making the show or anything, or second year, whatever. I don't know how long we've been doing it. It doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
now I watch a lot of Twitch.
Huh. I still haven't quite like I still can't quite get into Twitch. I like log into Twitch to support friends. I log into Twitch to support. Excuse me, I had a burp in my that was like struggling to get out. But I do watch Twitch to like support people I know and like channels that I want to like boost up or like maybe I'll watch Pendleton Ward or something like that. But
Yeah,
otherwise I'm still not super. It's still not really my thing. I don't know.
for me. It's like the ultimate. It's the only real. I mean, I guess I could find some shows that I just don't pay attention or like have to like actually like care that much about what's happening on screen. But ultimately, if I'm working, Twitch is like the ultimate like background noise for me because I can. It's usually not a lot happening on screen that you need to like. It's like commentary. It's like people hanging out. It's stuff like that. That it's almost could be like a radio show. It just as easily. And I don't know. So I like it for a lot of that. I watch a lot of like it's not fun, but like political commentary. I watch like
Okay.
people fucking around with like I don't know, doing weird stuff. Like I don't know, but it's just kind of like background noise,
Yeah,
honestly,
I feel you.
most of the time.
I mean that's pretty much what Twitch is for. Is for I don't think anyone's like sitting and staring intently at their screen except for like maybe when they're doing like
Except for when they watch our show.
boxing and stuff in our show exactly. Um, yeah, it's interesting. um, but yeah, good writing is good writing. I appreciate it. So I've been really enjoying Wonderhole. I just watched the last episode of it today. They
Nice. I'm sure
said
they'll do more.
they I think they plan to. I mean, I think it's obvious that they plan to because they've in the one Good Mythical Morning thing that they released recently because they released like 5 videos a week or something like that. They said they called it season 1 of Wonderhole, which
Yeah.
tells me that they definitely intend to make more. So that's cool. I'm very
Plus, I think
excited
it's
about
been
that.
successful. I mean, anybody if Good Mythical Morning's successful, I suspect this is doing well as well.
Yeah, it's just it's a different sort of format, like because
More expensive to make.
it's more expensive and it's also less second monitor, which it is kind of the meta at the moment. I've read I've heard like people talking in like podcasts and it's always like hearsay, so how true is this? I don't know, but apparently like the
Oh,
meta
it's like just what I was just talking about, kind of.
yeah is sort of like even like Netflix shows are like, hey, we think this show needs to be a bit more second screen friendly. um
Man, what a devastating thing to hear if you're the creator.
I know, right? What the fuck?
Say you're writing a show and you're like going through Netflix and they're like, okay, so this is a little too engaging. Can you make it so it's easier for people to ignore? I would be like, oh man, I don't
Yeah.
want to do this anymore.
Seriously,
Here's
like
your
what
money
the
back.
fuck? So I think that is the thing is like everyone's just so brain rotted, and like on their phones all the time. Which I'm part of that too. Like I don't know the last time I've
I mean,
watched a thing without looking at my
I
phone.
just described the thing I watch the most on my computer is stuff that I don't have to look at. So
Exactly. So look at
I
that.
guess I'm part of it.
So, it kind of goes against the meta, but I still want it to. And but like, here's the thing, like, Mr. Beast technically goes against the meta, but his is like so hyper edited and like you don't have room to think because it's just like constant. It's like a wall of sound and no and visuals constantly.
Right.
Like every time they move on to the next challenge, they blow it up with a nuke in a 3D animation. So it's like you literally can't think for a second as they like do those videos. But those are a different form of full on engagement. These are a lot more contemplative and like properly paced, I guess, which is a very
Yeah.
snooty way of saying it.
I
But
feel like a more kind of classic production.
yeah, absolutely. So it's a bit riskier, I think, and so I'm hoping it's worked out for them so far. I'm excited to hear that they've already called it season 1, because that means that they want to do more. I wouldn't put it past them just from knowing some things about how they've like operated in the past. I wouldn't put it past them to be like, well, this is a loss, but we want to make these anyways.
Right.
But I hope they're not a loss because that just means there's more of a chance they'll keep doing them, and it'll feel worth it. Because I like them a lot, and I've tried to comment on each one because YouTube engagement and trying to be
Wow,
that
what a guy. He's out there engaging.
I'm trying to be a positive guy on the internet because I feel like nobody else is necessarily. So,
That's fair.
um,
Well, we appreciate you.
oh, thanks, you guys.
I speak for the internet.
I'm just a hero. What can I say?
I know. I knew that about you.
I can be a hero, baby.
Leviathan Den says, "Wonder, wonder, wonder. What's in the wonder hole?"
It's a good show. The most recent, the final episode also managed to be sad in a very like without even trying. Like, I think what's impressive is like I felt really sad, at the end of the last one in a good way. It's like a happy. They do manage to hit again that like happy sadness a lot of the time, but it's not even it's like not even like they tried very hard. But they're just very good at it. It's very effective. Like I've seen so many shows try so hard to make me like cry or like to give a damn, and they're very simple and easy about doing it. I don't know. It's impressive. Like good for them. They did a good job, I guess. Is all
Ian has a hair trigger for crying. So
I do
it doesn't take
actually.
much.
I think it's a symptom of ADHD. That's what I've heard, but I do actually. I cry.
Right, no, I get
I
got
cry at a
too.
lot of movies.
Feels good to cry when it's like earned by like
Yeah.
something that you're like watching.
You don't have to earn it though. Like I'll just cry, man. Like you don't have to cry.
I know. I'm just saying. For me, like it's like a positive feeling when it's.
Oh, it absolutely is. Oh, 100%. I mean, it's a positive feeling for me every time, but I'm just very I will cry.
Well, sure. Sad cries are sad though.
Oh, sad cries are very sad, but they're still cathartic. I mean, that's why we do them.
Yeah.
It's an emotional release.
It's not why I do it. I do it just to loop up these eyes, baby.
Yeah, I need to cry or else these eyes dry out and they turn into those grapes from Elden Ring,
They turn into like what's the raisin equivalent of eyes if eyes are the grape?
Crisons?
Chrysons.
Crisons.
There you go. I don't know. Anyways. Yeah.
Shriveled lookers.
The shriveled look.
But yeah, anyways, I really enjoyed Wonderhole, I guess is me just
dirt in your eye.
Oh no, that's even worse. Don't do that. I'm gonna have to cry some more.
I'm gonna put.
No, don't.
I'm gonna put.
No, don't.
I'm gonna put
No,
some.
don't.
Dirt,
No,
I'm gonna
no.
put some dirt in your eye.
No, don't. No, don't.
What's
Brandon, what else have you interacted with this week? Done said.
Gosh.
Well, how was your week? I don't think we've even talked. I don't think we've actually asked each other.
Got to that yet.
We haven't done
We haven't.
anything. We're completely off schedule today.
We just haven't done the usual, and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
I'm like smack dab in my busy season, so it's hard to do anything. But what have I watched? Started watching. I watched Fast. I don't think I said it last week, right? I watched Fast and Furious 2, or did I mention that last week?
You mentioned how you're watching it with Drew and his wife. Is that correct?
Yes. I just didn't know that.
Look at that, guys.
We watched it after.
I just
the show.
passed a
So it
friendship
has been
test
this week.
right there. I do listen to my friends. Sometimes I
It
feel
has
like
been this week. So yeah, we watched Fast and Furious 2. That's one.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
watching all the movies together. I remembered not being crazy about 2. I had a really fun time watching it.
It's
So
still
I
a fun
think
movie. Yeah.
memories-
I was the same way actually.
Right.
The first time I watched it, I wasn't so hot on it, but then when I watched it again when we were doing like the whole series as a gang, I enjoyed it.
I think when we watched it as a gang, I didn't enjoy it that time. But I think
that
maybe
was the
my
first time
attention
you
was...
watched it,
No,
wasn't it?
no, I saw it way back in the day.
Oh, like in theaters or just like on DVD? or
No,
something
but
that?
like on DVD, and then I
Okay.
didn't really care about it then. Then I watched it with you guys, and I was I think I was a little distracted while we were watching it. It was kind of second screen content that night.
Yeah, fair enough.
No, and then
Sometimes they are. We're
this
playing
time
Power Wash.
this time I had my full attention and I really enjoyed it.
It's fun.
So yeah, it's a good one. They jump a car onto a boat at the end. It's great.
They do, which is funny because like that's the climactic stunt of the movie, and by like this on the curve of like the stunts that happen in Fast and Furious
mild.
series, that's like that would happen in the middle of like an action scene where it's the least crazy thing to happen in like a 5-minute action
The
scene.
most grounded thing to happen in one of the newer movies.
Yeah, that would happen, and then like that boat would take off a waterfall or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh shit. That's actually great.
That's gonna be sick.
I gotta
when they do that. I can't
get
wait.
them on the horn. Get them on the horn. I gotta tell them about this.
They will love this. So we've been watching that. That one's great. Loved it. It's fun. Next is 3, which is a fun one. I do remember liking that one.
3 is a lot of fun. 3 is interesting because it's a high school drama movie.
They all kind of are, except they don't take place in high school. But they feel like high school dramas.
They do a little bit, except for the part where people die.
Sure, well, people die in 3 too, I think.
They do, yeah. That guy
The Yakuza's involved.
falls off of a fucking cliff, and Han dies. At least so we thought.
Spoilers.
Mr. Nobody did a magic trick.
He's good.
He's a good.
Can't wait till he reappears.
Yeah. No one's ever.
So, so that's one thing.
You tell me any character's dead in that series, I'm like, sure. Okay. Sure.
Also, I watched. We started Survivor.
Oh boy.
Drew and Jenna, the same ones that we were watching Fast and Furious with. Funny enough, they're big reality TV people. They love it.
Of course.
They think it's terrible, but they just love it.
Yeah, I know. I completely understand the appeal.
I do too. But they're like, me and Morgan do it, and then we take a break for like a season or two. They're like,
they're in it.
One ends and the next one starts, and they're like, "Let's go!" And I'm just like, "No, it's too much."
Yeah, I
anyways,
envy you. You're never without,
Survivor's actually like of all the shows, I think it's actually genuinely a pretty fun show. It doesn't that one I don't even hate watch. It's actually like fun to watch.
I
think the average person would probably enjoy it somewhat. It's not even like that like cringy like watch all the people cry and fight on TV reality TV. It's like just a genuinely kind of a fun show to watch.
When Funhouse still existed, they would do the Funhouse podcast, and while the past season of Survivor was happening, they had a section on the podcast called Simpin' for Survivor, where they would just recap Survivor and talk about it. So I kind of like was up to date on the last season of Survivor through these people just talking about it, which is interesting, and it did sound like fun, and like they were like the people on the podcast were like watching them because they were genuinely fans of Survivor, and they actually got one of the past contestants from Survivor to be on an episode of the show, and like he was super based. Actually, he was a really cool guy.
It's actually good. It's not a hate watch show. Like it's not like I'm not watching because all the people are terrible and I want to see them be miserable. Like that's what Bachelor is. If you watch that, it's because everyone's awful.
Yeah.
And you just want to watch them be like get played by the producers for views.
Yeah.
Because they're all on there to get Instagram followers, and it's just like this rotten like. There's nothing positive about it, but it's fun to watch. Just the horribleness. Survivor is actually genuinely like fun to watch. The strategy is really interesting. The games are fun. It's pretty fun. And we made it even more fun because we did a pool in the beginning where we all we have a big chart of all their names and we take turns picking. So we all have like
that's what they did too on the podcast.
So far, we've only had 1 week so far. There's 2 episodes, but we did it after the first episode so we could see everybody.
Gotcha.
So the first person voted out was mine. So I'm already down a guy.
You fucked up, dude.
I did fuck up. I actually do think I'm gonna lose hardcore. Now that I've seen like the pieces moving on the board, I'm like, chose very terribly.
I feel you. I know how that goes.
In my defense, all my first round picks I had in mind got nabbed before it was even my turn to pick. I got the last pick on the first round.
Oh, that'll do it.
So that's the best excuse I can come up with. But either way, it's a good show. It's fun. I'm excited to watch another season of it. Especially with some friends, like that makes it so much more fun.
Yeah, I've definitely gotten on those reality show kicks. Also on the podcast, the after the season of Survivor ended, the Bachelor had started up, so they went from simping for Survivor to busting for Bachelor, or Bachelorette, I think, and that
Busted.
one, yeah, and that one I think they were keeping up with both the Bachelor and the Golden Bachelor, or I think it was the Golden Bachelorette or something like that, which was interesting. And yeah, which they were saying that the Golden Bachelor and slash Golden Bachelorette is a lot more uh genuine, which is interesting
I bet.
because it's older people and they're like, an older, like a 60-year-old person isn't trying to get fucking Instagram clout anymore.
Most
probably.
likely, maybe
Most
a few,
likely,
but the
yeah.
majority of them.
They're like, oh, I'm getting old. I actually do just want to find somebody who I love and want to settle down with, which is actually also compelling. So you get like the brain rot version, and then you get the like wholesome, oh, look at that.
But the version where people are actually trying to find love, that sounds uninteresting. I just want the ones where people are like stepping on each other and being the worst people. It's the worst. They found the worst collection of humans in existence, and I'm
It's like Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
That would be a fun sketch to make, is like make it Game of Thrones, but it's actually The Bachelor.
There you go. I can see that.
You're trying to get into the bubbly jacuzzi. That's the Iron Throne, but
watched one more thing.
Oh yeah?
I watched the first episode last night of Uzumaki, which is the
the
animated version of the Junji Ito Spiral story.
Yes.
And the Spiral story is not my favorite of his. But I don't know. I mean, it's only one episode in. It's gonna be a mini series, which I'm always happy about that because I feel like you can make a more like a more like concise, like saturated version of what you're trying to make instead of like this weird like
mini series.
Me too. More of those.
They're limited run. You have the space to work with the material, but you're not like trying to stretch it out maybe for like ever. It's great. It's the perfect form.
The creators have the beginning, middle, and end in front of them, and they can tighten it up because they know exactly how it's gonna like play out from start to finish. No curveballs.
Yeah.
I love that. So anyways, it's weird, but of course it is because it's Junji Ito.
Yeah.
The art style is so good. They really like mimicked his style, even though it's animated. Like even like the like hatching on for all the shading, like it's in real time animated. It looks good.
I've seen a few clips of the animations and they're like really spectacular. Like they really did it. Like it's some of them are just straight up the comic panels brought to life, which is very cool to see.
Yeah, it's really impressive. But I don't know. I guess it's just the only part is it remains to be seen like how it all like plays out on screen if it feels satisfying. But it was fun to watch the first episode. I'm
cool. That's awesome.
Interested so far.
I've heard good things.
I like how when you asked me, like, have you watched anything? I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have nothing to give him. And then I'm like, oh wait, I actually have watched some stuff.
Look at that. For once, we have something. One of us did something.
I always have stuff for that segment.
In general, you do more than me, actually, I would say, which is interesting. Sometimes I'm just like,
I mean, at least for like
on drawings or I don't know, something.
Well, I mean,
I guess is actually
for about 6 months now, I feel like I've had something every time we talk. I've been in a kick of like watching a lot of like movies and stuff. I kind of fell out of movies for a while.
I feel you.
I would watch a lot of shows or just nothing at all. But I'm getting back into like just that like
just nothing
like ideal just like 90-minute movie and then I'm done with it.
I love that.
Nothing at all.
Like nothing at all.
Flanders.
But no, I feel like I love a good 90-minute movie, man. Like the unsung hero. Like we all were like, oh, like I remember like around the start of Netflix, we were like, man, I fucking love a good 3-hour movie, dude. Like you could really like work with the material. And now I'm like, dog, don't waste my fucking time. There's 80 things that have come out this minute.
I mean, you just heard us be like, miniseries? Fuck yeah, it's over by the end of it?
Yeah.
That's the best thing I've ever heard.
Oh my god. I mean, did you see that Drew Gooden video? Oh, Drew Gooden's like most recent video, which he came out like last week, was called "Why Does It Feel Like Everyone's Trying to Waste My Time?" And it's just about how like YouTube videos and like Netflix shows and this, that, and the other are all made to basically like take forever. Like shows that are maybe like have 5 episodes in them are stretched out to 10. And he actually like has the great thing about a Drew Gooden video is he always has like, if he says like, man, it's crazy that Netflix is dragging my time out. It's like they're trying to blah 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 blah, and then he'll be like, oh wait, and then you'll have like data pulled up to explain that like he's right, which is a great thing about a Drew Gooden video is he backs his shit up. But his tone and delivery is also great. I recommend it. It's a very good video.
Nice. I will.
Yeah. But it's about what like that feeling that we get where it's like, like I've complained incessantly about how Stranger Things, the latest season, was like 80% in slow motion. And I was like, is that so you would just have more episodes? Like, why is like picking up a set of car keys in slow motion? Like, this is dumb.
And then you found out you were right.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I wonder where the pendulum swings back, right? Like, when do we get to the point where, or do we even get to the point where
I don't
people are
know.
like, okay, we've been min-maxing art so much that it's not art anymore.
I think that pendulum's been swinging, especially I think the pendulum's gonna swing super hard because of AI, which sounds like me just saying this, that, or the other because AI. But I mean, I feel like my line of reasoning is probably easy to infer. You have so much AI slop, and like if people are like generating books and uploading them to Amazon as like out of AI, if people are like trying to like AI generate videos, if everything's just going to become slop, then just like the mass proliferation of art we've been experiencing over the past 10 years, or has would basically kind of like hit a wall, because when everything is AI slop, you're going to probably hopefully seek out more authentic sort of human
Right.
level experiences. Now that might not be the case for everybody. Not everyone appreciates, some people like the slop, like some people like slop, and that's fine. And I mean, I think we all have our own types of slop that we like, but some people, their diets consist of a pure slop sort of diet. But yeah, anyways, I guess the point I'm trying to make is that AI generated slop is definitely going to make people, I think, like we've been, there's just been so many TV shows being made to fill out space on streaming services, which is interesting because that means that there's been a lot of opportunities. You miss 100% of the shots you don't make. There's a lot of opportunities for one of these shows to break out and be phenomenal.
Yeah.
And so but there is just a lot of like junk and slop that's put onto these streaming platforms, but that also means like a ton of people in creative positions being hired, which is kind of, I think, what everyone kind of wants to do to some degree. But because we're going to sort of experience that pendulum swing where people are going to kind of like seek out maybe more close to home local sort of art experiences, like maybe a musician at a cafe, or I don't know how people are going to find their genuine artistic experiences in the age of AI. But I those are artistic positions and jobs that are going to end up going basically gone. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what my thesis is. I have no idea what I'm trying to say.
Right. Well, I mean, I think not knowing how it's going to go is kind of a fair point to be a thesis or end on, because it's like we're kind of watching this new thing that's never happened before happen in real time, and just kind of watch it play out. And then ultimately, like, everything is voted on with money, but not as like consciously as that makes it sound.
Yeah.
Like, people aren't like collectively getting together and being like, all right, down with Disney, let's not boycott. Like, that's not going to happen, but it happens naturally. Like, you can see Marvel, what it is now, like they bit off too much, and you can just see, like, it's not like people are coming together and being like, no, it's just people are collectively like not they just don't care. It's got
lost interest.
And like, these movies keep flopping now, when before every single one was a blockbuster.
Yeah.
So that's going to sway what happens next because
Exactly.
they can't afford to make shit like that big if they're not making $1 billion each time.
Yeah.
So they're gonna stop doing.
Oh, what the hell? What had happened there?
Wait, what is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Get your hand off my penis! This is the bloke who got me on the penis before.
Oh,
People.
we're back.
This is democracy manifest.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest.
There you go.
Love it. Love it.
We're back.
Hello.
The internet tried to shut us down. They said no. They said you guys are the things you're talking about are too hard hitting, too real.
Too real.
And so they shut us down, but we can't be stopped. We found a new frequency to I don't know. Does that make sense?
If we're 5G maybe, or like what with the
Yeah,
Wi-Fi?
we found a new frequency to stream on. And then we can't be silenced. Is what I'm trying to say, guys.
You can't
What I'm
stop
trying to say.
us. You can't stop us. Yeah, my computer died. Like it just straight up froze, like a fucking frozen, like it was trying to let it go. And so yeah, and that's been happening with my computer a little bit lately. So I'm actually kind of concerned about that. I got to figure out. I can never have a nice like cooperative like relationship with like a computer or like a piece of technology. All technology is just like I'm gonna break.
Mine's been working good for like 4 years, and that almost scares me the most.
Well, yeah, that's about the time period I've had mine in. Mine's been funky for all 4 years of me owning it. Like I have to start it twice every time I start it up for some reason, because otherwise it sounds loud as like a jet fan. There's been a number of issues and weird things with it. I don't know. I wouldn't mind upgrading, but it's not like the most pressing thing to spend my money on at the moment. So but I do have a decent amount of money saved up now. Like I could start like maybe. I actually was already in the process of like figuring out about hard drives, because I wanted to buy some more like larger hard drives so that I could have you guys could be like, hey, do
play
you
more than one game at a time?
exactly. Maybe a motherboard. I mean, having a better motherboard would be pretty fucking sick, and that's always a good thing to have, I feel like.
Yeah, like you have to do the scary part of pulling your CPU off your old motherboard.
I like it. I like taking apart computers and putting them together.
I do too. That's the one scary part.
That is the
CPU yanking it. But it has like the thermal paste, and you have to like can't bend a pin or it's toast, and it's like that's the scary part. Everything
that part is scary.
It's like fun Legos.
Yeah, it is fun Legos, especially nowadays. Like back in the day it was much harder, but like they've made it downright fun nowadays.
I built my current computer, and I had a great time doing it. I did research for months and months, and then I went to the one non-carpeted room in my house so I wouldn't burn it up from like a shock, and then I sat on the floor and put it together in like 3 hours.
Nice.
And I had fun doing it, and it started on the first try, which I feel like is lucky. And yeah.
Nice.
Would do again.
Started with a whisper.
And then ended with my tears.
Is that how that song goes?
I don't know. I don't
actually
know what. I don't know why I said that. Well, I'm supposed to think about everything that comes out of my mouth? We're gonna be here all day.
Yeah, jeez. We say shit like nonstop for 2 hours. You think we have an answer for everything we say? Jesus Christ.
Sheesh.
God.
Leviathan Den says, are we talking PC builds? I love building PCs. Yeah. I know you've done it more than probably the both of us combined.
This is
You're
very
a pro
true.
over there.
I have that PC Builder Simulator game on Epic, because it was a free game that they were giving out the 1 week.
Oh yeah.
I figured I could do some research and practice on that before I do the real deal.
There's also that website that will calculate compatibility for you. I recommend using that. You
True.
basically like has every chunk that you need, every piece you need, and you put in the like specific one you're gonna get, and then it just basically like tells you like, okay, you're good, or it's like, hey man, that's not gonna fly.
Bless these souls on the internet who have
know.
that info for me.
They're doing God's work for us
Yeah.
for no reason, but just kindness and maybe selling some ads.
Yep. I do feel like I'd be surprised if if swapping a motherboard wouldn't be supported because I have a pretty solid power supply. Especially for the graphics card that I have.
Yeah, you'd probably be fine.
Yeah. I might consider upgrading the graphics card. That'd be kind of sick.
Right now, I have a card sent by Leviathan Dunn from the chat. You have a card sent by me.
That's true. It was a
We can send yours to.
great question. My card is when I inserted my card though. I think is when I started having that weird issue with the computer needing to be
one I gave you.
restarted though. Yeah, I'm not sure if it was the card that did it, but it might.
Screwed you over.
I think I'm not sure if it's the card. Maybe like something happened in transit or with the way I inserted it, or if it's like maybe my power supply can't handle it.
Issue.
Maybe the power supply can't handle it. Who knows? But maybe it's a compatibility issue. But you know, something worth looking into. I think is I'm
sorry to.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Ruin your day.
Not your fault.
I sabotage you on purpose.
Actually, I think I have
this.
I may have one of Austin's cards because because I remember we were playing Forza, the new one, and that's set in Mexico. And
I thought you had one of Austin's before, and then I sent you one better than that.
It's possible. I'm trying to remember the sequence of events, and I don't know the exact order of things. But
actually, if it's if it's breaking your computer, then yes, it was definitely from Austin. I can confirm.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm glad we got
if
that
it works,
figured out.
Then it was the one that I sent you.
Well, I don't know if it's the graphics card, so we don't know whose card it is. Then that's weird. Man, you're. Oh God, we're DrawBomb guys. I just realized you wrote that bubble in there. So.
And then you're over here drawing a Dwayne the Rock cactus, Dwayne the Cactus Johnson surfing.
Yeah, it's a cactuar. It's a cactuar. It's an enemy from Final Fantasy.
Yes, but he's wearing Dwayne the Rock Johnson getup.
But not just Dwayne the Rock Johnson. He's wearing a specific persona. Like there's actually a name for this persona of Dwayne the Rock Johnson. I'm trying to remember.
Really?
Yes, and I know.
Decided go ahead.
Well, I found out about this because as a wrestler, you're gonna go through a number of gimmicks and personas until you sort of find the one that audiences really. I didn't
even realize he was wrestling at that point.
Yes, this is him he was wrestling pretty early on in his life. But there's the reason I found out that that outfit was attached to a specific persona is because of Matty F. Actually, he was playing a game called The Big Steal or something like that, where you're going around pickpocketing, and it's kind of like a point and click game sort of. It's very reminiscent of fun Newgrounds games from back in the day, and you talk to characters, and there's fun little storylines and quests you go on. It looks like a fun 6-hour game.
Okay.
And in it, there's it takes place in the 90s, the game. So everything's very those the Rocco's Modern Life shirt pattern sort of aesthetic, you know?
Yeah. The
is there a name for that
pattern?
Yeah, exactly. Is there a name for that specific type of pattern? I feel like there is if I looked on
probably. I know there's a name for the Dixie Cup pattern. I can't think of what that one's called. I'll know if I heard it. I'm
sure it's on Aesthetic Wiki, but
the Dixie Cup pattern is called jazz.
Seriously?
But I don't know about
Wow.
It's jazz, baby.
Hey,
but Rocco's stuff, I don't know what that's called. I'm sure it has a name though. So it's shapes and little swirls.
Flex.
Can't call yourself Flex? Oh my God! It's Flex Cabana.
Flex Cabana. That's
We
the
heard of
name.
that live. I enjoyed hearing Matty F do it.
That was Matty F. So that was a clip of Matty F. I guess I could have put the clip on the screen when I was watching it, but I didn't know if I was finding the right one. But yeah, Flex Cabana. That's the Rock's persona that name had when he was in that particular outfit, I guess.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah, but it's a cactuar. And at one
I was
point,
looking for the pattern name it, and you can buy Rocco's shirt on Etsy, just like that blue shirt with like purple
That's incredible.
Doritos on it.
I kind of want to buy that now.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I'll always be sad that I missed out on the Arizona green tea sneakers. Those things were fucking sick as hell.
Never get those limited releases, man.
I know. I did get I'm actually like I'm a secret sneakerhead, I think.
I want to be, but I've never bought any.
I don't have the money to be a proper sneakerhead, but I fucking love sneakers, and I would totally have like a collection if I had the cash.
Fine. One day when we have that DrawBomb money, you can funnel it straight into.
That can be part of the. We'll buy sneakers. We'll have a sneaker collection, but it'll be part of the background of DrawBomb Live when we have a studio.
I'm so excited to do that.
Me too.
Legit, like just us like daydreaming about it. It's got me like. I mean,
Right?
you know it all. Like behind the scenes, I've been like constantly like talking about DrawBomb, and like
Yeah.
I've been like setting things up in my space for the show. Just I don't know, I'm just got me like reinvigorated a little bit, even though it's like not even necessarily a thing that may ever happen.
I know,
But
but man,
I love the idea.
I'm glad you're so on board because like when you guys first like were like, you know, oh, you guys you're coming out Midwest, maybe I was like, well, if that's gonna be the case, then this could happen. And I was kind of like thinking that fantasy as well, for a couple months without necessarily like telling it to you because I didn't want you to be like, whoa, okay, hold on, slow down here, guy. But
It's hard to pitch. Can I move into your house? It's hard to be the one pitching that. If the person says, "Hey, do you want to move into my house?"
Yes.
That is a lot more acceptable than, "Hey, man, can I move into your house?" Like
Well,
that, you know that.
yeah. And I mean, to be fair, I had never even like considered moving into your house until you guys pitched it to me, in which case I was like,
I see.
fuck yeah. But like once you pitched moving into your house, immediately, like literally the first, like within a second of you like pitching it, I thought of the studio and I was like, oh my God.
Yes.
And then I was
Ever
living
since
off that
then, I'm, like,
fantasy for a
looking
while.
around- It's like looking around my house, like being like, where would be the best place to set this up?
I feel like it would be worth it, like to get a studio, like a warehouse or something like that. Like,
Oh, you mean like actually rent one?
yes, I mean, like
I think-
obviously we'd have to look into
That's a-
prices. We'd have to look into
I
prices.
think we start with doing it in our space, and then if we succeed, then we spend the big bucks on a studio.
All right. I mean, I'm saving up money. And you know.
Me too, but I want this thing I want it to grow in a way where we're like
it's sustainable.
feeling it. Well, not just that, but like we're like having fun on the climb versus like we're in the red for 5 years until this thing shows a profit.
Right, but I mean, if the space was cheap enough, like we're like it would,
Sure.
I would absolutely have to look at the price. But if the space was cheap enough that I felt like I wouldn't mind,
Agreed.
I'd spring for it, you know. And like, I mean, even like if you weren't, I would still do it. and I wouldn't like try and. I know you'd probably feel some type of way about that, and I'd try and not make you feel that way.
Try hard to convince me I'm wrong.
But I mean, I think it would be worth it. I think it would be super worth it.
Obviously, if something's like affordable, that changes things. I just
Yeah.
never, when I'm talking about renting or property or living situations or any of that, I'm never expecting like, wow, what a deal. Like that's
Yeah.
kind of
Oh wow, that's reasonable. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, it's not something you say ever in
Yeah.
those scenarios. So that's the
I
only
would-
reason I'm negative off the bat. But obviously, if you find something, then hell yeah.
Yeah. I would do some shopping around to see what we can manage, because I mean, it would just give us a lot more freedom, and then also we wouldn't be taking up space in the house, which I would, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, you also have like a great house that there are plenty of spaces that a studio
I have
could
some
go in.
spots where it could work
Yeah.
potentially.
even like
The garage could potentially work.
the garage work. We could also like even do it sort of like, doesn't need to be set up when we're not filming. If we can like figure out a way to like set up and break down easy, that would be.
Yeah, I think the garage, once again, to pitch that, I think that's if there is a time in our future where we both live here and we're
Yes.
making DrawBomb live, I think the garage would be a sweet spot because we could rig it up and then break it down like in a way that's not too much work to reset it up again.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be fucking sick. Just think too, like anytime we're like, oh, we should watch that movie for DrawBomb, we could just watch it together.
Uh-huh.
Dude, we should
Yeah,
totally watch
that'd be cool.
Acolyte for DrawBomb, dude. Alright. Oh, I didn't watch it this week because it was dog shit, dude.
That's the new Star Wars joint.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually have no opinions on it. I don't know. I feel like
No, honestly, like I think people
Yeah.
are hating it. I think it probably sucks because Star Wars sucks
yeah,
and has for a while.
Yeah.
But the reason that people are so quick to jump on it and hate it are,
culture war.
I think, the wrong reasons.
Yeah. I think I feel like Red Letter Media had the most balanced
I need to
take
watch
on
it. They
it.
said.
It's a great video on it because they basically say like the culture war stuff is stupid. People are getting all twisted up about that and is stupid. He can understand some people being mad about it because the show does portray the Jedi as corrupt and bad, and like that's kind of not been the vibe of the Jedi through like all Star Wars fiction. So it is kind of like weird for a show to rewrite that sort of unilaterally across like multiple things.
Are they making all the Jedi bad, or is it like in this story? Because
I don't know.
if it's I'm not a fan of what do you call it where you rewrite something like
retconning.
retroactively? I'm
Retroactive
not a fan
continuity.
of retconning, but I do love. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I like how I'm like, what's that word? And then I just used the word.
Yeah, you used like the base. You were almost there, man. You were like one step away.
When you what's that word when you rewrite like continuity like retroactively? Anyways, I don't like that, but I do like when you take something that's like so much like a it's like an institution, and then you like turn it on its head to make it more
Yeah.
interesting again. Like that's awesome. Like
I like
you're
interpretation.
like, oh, you took this thing that everyone's so used to seeing, and it's always this way, and we're like, oh, we mixed it up. Like this version of it is so different now. You know, that's always fun.
Yeah, I like
But
interpretations. I think are fun because a different way of thinking about something that we sort of have this one sort of perspective on, I think, is valuable and interesting and unique. Like watching Hook, so you get a different perspective on Peter Pan. You know, I think is cool and fun.
Yeah.
But Hook isn't like replacing Peter Pan or like trying to be in the same universe as Peter Pan. This show is, which I mean, if the whole series has always been portraying the Jedi as like unilaterally balanced, like I mean the whole point of like half of fucking Star Wars episode 2 was like, hey, you shouldn't train Anakin, he's like not I get bad vibes. I'm gonna train Anakin even though you get bad vibes. Okay. Oh man, your bad vibes were right, you know. You know, and
bruh,
if
should have trusted you, bruh.
but like if normally the Jedi are so strict that like Anakin, who is talented, could make it in, then like you'd think they'd be probably pretty good at like seeding out corruption and stuff, especially if like they're trying to be like robots so as not to be corrupt. But anyways, I think people have a problem with like them portraying the Jedi, which also don't get me wrong, I'm cool with maybe the idea of portraying the Jedi as corrupt, but that's like got to be a story specifically about that, I think, whereas this is sort of background noise, so it's sort of implied that all the Jedi are just sort of have corruption inherently in them, which does seem to like sort of antithetical to a lot of setup of the things. But also I don't know. But anyways, in Red
And
Letter
also,
Media,
I don't care.
I really don't care. Also, is that an accurate statement? Because also the final point or the main thing that Red Letter Media said was like, it's fine. It's not great, but it's not like as bad as people are making it out. It's just like it looks like they described it as one of those internet videos you watch where like people walk into a forest having lightsabers and then like they have a choreographed lightsaber fight. You know, like that time on the internet when people would make
I remember
lightsaber
that.
fight videos.
It's a
Big
big
genre.
thing.
Yeah. And they said it felt like that, and I think that's valid. Is this probably just kind of mediocre? But I mean, you know, nothing can be nuanced anymore on the internet, so you gotta like, it's gotta be the worst thing ever.
Real quick, Leviathan Den says, "Good night, guys. Got a long drive for work tomorrow. All right, well, drive safe tomorrow. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for the resub. We love you. We'll catch you next time."
Yeah.
Also, we got Z Newts in the chat. He says, "This is a different."
This is
Hey,
different?
you know, we're DrawBomb guys. What can we say?
Well, DrawBomb guys, we all, of course, we different. This. Anyways, all of me saying that is basically me relaying what I've heard from the Red Letter Media video, which seemed like the most balanced and least, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Big, hyperbolic, sort of exaggerated sort of take on the situation. Because exaggerating things and like hyperbole makes money on the internet.
Does
I mean, our best
make more money being a grifter than you can just being like genuine.
Yeah, our most viewed video on DrawBomb is worst food judge ever. So it's like that kind of shows you where the meta lies, I think.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's because it's such a quality video. That's why it did well. Because
It is a good video. I mean, it is
great.
I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud of that video.
How was it? I don't think we may have talked about it. This is just me doing. This is the patting ourselves on the back segment. How did it do at your short fest that you were at? I was curious.
People liked it
I don't know if I
when the Dino Nuggets came on screen. Somebody cheered and went, "Yeah, Dino Nuggets!"
I also had that. We had 3 guys like, "Yeah, Dino Nuggets came on TV." So like,
dude, that's so weird.
That's the audience for it, apparently.
Interesting. It's weird. Like you can find those little things that for some reason people are like dumb passionate about. And if you find those, you can really like you could really grift some motherfuckers like that. If we like were locked in.
Maybe that's what we should transition.
Maybe I mean if we could like lock in like each sketch had like a Dino Nuggets or a, I don't know, if people are like crazy about mac and cheese or some shit like that, man, we would be fucking grifting like nobody's business. But we're not locked in like that, so oh well.
We ain't got our finger on the pulse.
Oh.
Well, yeah, yeah, I'm not trying to transition into that conversation, but yeah, it was received well at mine too. Like it,
cool.
You know, we were at a drive-in theater, so like people were more spread out. But I will say that as far as other comedy sketches go, ours, I was able to hear audibly people's reactions a lot more than some of the others. So
I feel like our
competition, but
yeah,
but people, the audience was like receptive, is what I'm trying to say. Like they were engaged.
Yeah, they were definitely very. Yeah, I agree. I do feel like our audio quality was also really good in comparison to a lot of videos, which is really me tooting my own horn because I handled the audio.
That's all you. None of us have anything to do with that.
But I mean,
except for like recordings.
Yeah, but you guys have good microphones. But would you agree? I mean, the audio quality I would say was pretty solid.
Ours was good, but I didn't notice it. Enough. Yeah, it was solid. It was solid, but I didn't like.
Not in comparison to other.
Snap for me a click. Yeah, I wasn't like, oh, whoa, we're a step above. I didn't pick up any of that, but maybe
I wasn't necessarily thinking that we were like a step above, but there are some animations where maybe
that were bad.
Audio wasn't necessarily the forte of the person working on it, which is fair.
Okay.
I mean,
I'll agree with that.
I took a special interest in audio just from when I was in high school anyways, so I've always been sort of like more keyed into the techniques and stuff of that. So that's just sort of like a benefit we have of that. But yeah, not everyone is as handy with it.
I like your drawing of a beach.
Thank you. I'm basing it off of Dewey Beach mostly, I think.
Is this DrawBomb guy so big? That path is so small.
I like
there
to
a
think
hill?
this is like a dune. That's kind of
Is there a dune?
like there's a little dune.
There's a
Yeah,
dune.
There's a dune. Like the movie.
Is this din or din 2?
Paul.
El Gaib.
Speaking of Lord Spew again, when Dune 1 was coming out back in like the pandemic days, he was like, dude, like Dune's great and all, but like the main character's name is Paul. It's like you got like slibbly-blah-blah-blah. Yeah, this isn't his exact wording anymore. This is me paraphrasing, but he's like, you got like shlabba and morbidabba, and then you got Paul.
Shlubba bubba. Morba dubba.
Those are my fake names I made up. I don't.
Well, how are we, the reader, supposed to, how are we supposed to feel,
like the everyman?
you know, how are we supposed to identify with Paul? With Shlubba dubba? We can only identify with someone who has a basic white guy name like ourselves.
Paul. Hey, I'm Paul.
I'm on this alien planet. I'm Paul. Yeah, hi, I'm Paul.
And that three-eyed monkey after every Jimmy Neutron episode.
Joe Biden.
Jimmy Neutron.
Whoa. That cumulonimbus is like a rectangle, dude.
It's supposed to be a house.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
When you were coloring it in, it was cloud-like. I'm just here tearing you down.
How
What a
dare you?
friend.
You don't get my drawings? Bang, bang. Joe Biden.
Oh, Biden.
That's as much as I feel like doing that background with buildings and stuff. I fucked up the layers, so I'm not gonna do them again.
That's fine. So we can probably finish this drawing quick here, unless you
No, let's finish
like
it.
get into that nitty-gritty back
God,
there.
no, I don't. I
Back
never
in the-
do. I never do.
You're mucking around back there.
I'm a muck raker. I rake muck.
Does that
Yeah,
pay
I'm-
well?
What was
Who's
that?
hiring you?
What?
I said, when you're raking the muck, why are you doing that? You pay someone paying you?
Oh, I gotta kind of like a thrill out of it. It's like a
Perfect. Now this drawing's better.
Oh, you probably know why I'm doing this, but
I'm making TikTok content. People love to watch me rake muck. There's a lot of channels like that. There's a guy that like just finds like
That's
shitty
true,
like
yeah, you're
yards and like
right.
mows them and manicures them. And there's a guy that has a big following and all he does is clear drains. He finds plugged like street drains and he unplugs them. And I'm talking about these stuff like these are dumb, but people watch these. I'm subscribed to both. I should mention. Whoa.
Was up.
Nothing. I was just watching what you're doing. Go ahead.
When I was on TikTok, the TikToks, I was subscribed to a channel where it was a guy and he would basically like take like the dirtiest like carpet or floor you've ever
I've seen
seen
that guy too.
and just like steam clean the shit out of that fucking thing. And
He's like 4 people were murdered on this rug and then it was buried in mud for 7 years. Now I'm gonna clean it.
Yeah,
I know the exact one you're talking about. It's great.
I watched so many of those, man. Holy shit. All right, I think I'm happy with it.
You got all wacky with the exposure, but it's looking good.
Kind of wacky with the exposure. You not feeling it?
I'm not saying like that it's bad now. I'm just saying you were going down. You were going to some extremes before you got to this point.
Oh yeah, I feel like it's easier to tune it in if you start from like way too much and then like
Yeah. Nope, I
Get
wasn't
it.
complaining. I was just saying I was watching the. It was kind of like when you post something on Instagram and then you scroll through each filter and each one
Oh, yeah.
automatically changes your picture. That's kind of what I was. Yeah, but you tell me when you feel like it's good to go, and I'll
I'm
save
good.
this sucker, and we'll be done with it. Okay.
I'm happy.
This is a work of art. I'm putting this one on the wall for sure.
And that's official. We've officially played into the meta of making a fucking Costco guys reference in one of our drawings. Good job, good job, good job.
What's Costco, guys?
Nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
I need to get that on my soundboard.
Yeah, you do. We really do. We
And just one, and then I can just keep pressing it. Nothing at all.
exactly like
Nothing at
nothing at all. And then I'll get a Lisa needs braces.
all.
Dental plan.
Dental plan.
And I'll be able to just do both as much as I want. Homie. Give me your best Marge Simpson impression.
Homie. Homie.
Okay. pretty
Oh,
good.
Marge. Marge.
That's pretty good.
Homie.
That's
Homie.
just them saying each other's names.
Yeah, this Stella.
Lisa needs braces.
Lisa needs braces.
Plan.
We should see if we can like say a line as Marge and Homer.
I need a reference. Slap
yeah.
a reference on the screen.
Hold on. Hold on. I got an idea. Give me a sec. Give me a sec.
Dental plan.
Okay, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
Oh, example, like just type. I thought maybe like you were gonna play a clip of Marge and then we'd try to
Oh
recreate
no,
it. But
no,
okay.
we're just gonna make you. Actually, I'm gonna try and see if I can get a better sentence. Hold on.
Okay, yeah, please do. There's too many consonants and too many vowels. In fact, they're all in there.
Okay, I'm gonna send you a. This is quite long, so I'm gonna send you this on Discord, and we'll try
It's
out.
gonna be unfortunate. I never claimed to be good at this, so I don't know why you're doing this to me.
Just because I'm curious.
All right. I feel like I should watch some art. I'm not going to because
In the stillness of the night, the whispering winds carried tales of forgotten dreams, while the moon cast a silver glow on the world below, illuminating the path of the wanderer, seeking solace in the stars, homie.
give me a groan too.
Mm.
There you go. Okay.
Homie, in the stillness of the night, the whispering winds carried tales of forgotten dreams, while the moon cast a silver glow on the world below, illuminating the path of the wandering seeking solace of the stars, homie. Mm.
Oh, but Marge,
No.
in the stillness of the night, the whispering winds carried tales of forgotten dreams, while the moon cast a silver glow on the world below,
Ooh.
illuminating the path of the wanderer seeking solace in the stars. Marge?
Now do the Homer.
Yeah, get bent.
That's part.
Now do the. I knew that based on the fact that you said get bent. I thought it was Lisa.
Yeah, she says that.
Now do your Maggie impression. No, I want to. Can you do that Homer scream? I don't think I can.
I can't do it in like if there wasn't anyone in the house, I'd try and hit that like
Yeah,
particular
they're gonna
note.
kick the door down because they think something fell on you.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually can't reach that without like getting actually loud with it. Like that's just gonna have
Should we
to...
do a quick break and then come back and play a game for the last 30 minutes
Yeah, sure.
or something like that? What do you think?
I think it's a good idea. I just said sure twice. I think that means yes.
So you're not into it? You
No,
don't
not
want
at all.
it.
Not
I
at
can
all.
tell.
Yeah, fuck.
I thought you were doing your your signature Bart impression. That's what
Yeah.
I thought that was.
Oh, yeah, man.
Eat a cow. All right,
Okay.
let's go to break.
Hey, Lois! In the stillness of the night, the whispering winds carry tales. And we're back. Hello.
Good to be back.
Before we start anything, I just wanted to say,
Beneath the canopy of ancient trees, the forest whispered secrets of time, as golden leaves danced in the gentle breeze, painting the ground with memories of autumn's embrace, Peter.
You have to throw the PETA on the end just so we know what you're doing.
Hey, Lois, in the vast expanse of the cosmos, stars burn and fade, galaxies collide and disperse, and amidst the relentless march of entropy, the fleeting moments of order remind us of the delicate balance between creation and decay. Friggin' sweet! Yeah. Hey, Peter. Hey, Peter. Okay, what are we doing?
I don't know.
That's a great question. Me? Let's see here. We have a list of games we play sometimes that we
forgot to build the wheel.
did build the wheel, but we still have
next time.
numbers next to the items, so we can still roll a dice.
True. Shall we?
Yes, I'm getting to it as we speak.
During our break, I went to the bathroom. I filled up a cup of water, and then we had some friends who like grew a bunch of spicy peppers and then like pickled them. So they're still spicy, not as much, but they're really good.
Uh-huh.
I went and ate 3 of them. And then I forgot my water out in the kitchen. So now I'm just in spicy mode and I have nothing to do. I can't do anything about it.
Oh no.
It's all right.
All right, so 47 different options. Let's roll this dice. 47 die. Sided die. 5. Okay. Oh. Draw Mr. Krabs from memory.
Do you want to do that one?
Sure. I feel like we've done a lot of. I feel like we did draw from memory recently, though. Actually, so I feel like maybe we should roll again. Maybe.
Maybe.
All right, let's do.
The unit says I can build a wheel. We don't. I mean, a physical wheel would be great once we have the live show. But right now, digital wheels what we need.
Yeah, there's like digital wheels you can get that are very easy to make. We just have to set it up, which takes time.
Type in as many inputs as you want, and it will just then you spin it. I used that a lot for Bad Movie Night back in the day.
Nice. All right, yeah, that's true. We did. You're right. I forgot about that. I missed Bad Movie Night. That shit was fun.
Me too. Except I'm not on your guys' schedule anymore. It sucks.
Oh, yeah. We need to.
I'm lonesome.
We need the world to shut down again.
I mean, you guys are kind of aligned. It's just me that's like the lone wolf now.
Yeah, but I still barely see Kyle and Austin on sometimes. They're still.
That's just a personal choice, though. It's just because you don't want to.
No, I try. They're just not easy to get.
I'm kidding.
I know. We have to draw a character who doesn't have an enemy, and then draw their enemy.
I don't think there are characters without antagonists.
I don't know. Like, for instance,
I was even trying to think of like a children's show, and even they have. I was like, Dora Explorer has White Swiper. You know.
Well, who's Mappy's enemy? Also
Fire.
Swiper. But I'm sure there's a show or a character that doesn't have an enemy, because this is a side. This is like a subcategory of a category. The main category is draw a sidekick for a superhero or a character who doesn't have a sidekick. And then
all right,
we
I
actually
like this.
we rolled a 19, which is like a subcategory of that, which is or draw their enemy. So like if a character who doesn't have like a villain or something, draw like their doppelganger or whatever, A doppelganger means the same as a person.
How do we pick what character?
Fucking great question.
I'm trying to think of a few characters that don't have an enemy. Waldo, Kool-Aid
Waldo
Man.
does not have. Actually, Waldo does have an enemy. He's got like reverse Waldo. Kool-Aid Man.
Oh yeah, evil Waldo.
Kool-Aid Man does not have an enemy. You're right.
Ad campaigns usually don't have an enemy. Some of them do. Like there's like the Tricks Rabbit.
The Tricks Rabbit. The whole world is his enemy. Like nobody's giving that guy a break.
All he wants to eat is shitty cereal. All he wants to eat is some.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a. big.
Come
doesn't
on,
have to be
man.
such a big deal.
They don't even have marshmallows. These are just made of grain. They're just food dye and sugar.
None of them taste like fruit. They're just shaped like it. Let me
Yeah.
eat this.
Please give me a fake banana.
Just
All
let him
right.
try it. He won't want it anymore once he tries it.
Same with the leprechaun. Isn't the leprechaun like they're also like try like the
He's
like
the same as
kids are monsters like in these
no.
commercials?
The kids are trying to take the leprechaun's Lucky Charms from him.
Yeah, same with the Tricks Rabbit though. They're like trying to take.
No, the Tricks Rabbit doesn't get to eat it. He like gets a bowl and he like runs to like a secluded part of the forest where nobody's around. He's like, finally,
Yeah,
I
that's
can taste these tricks for the first time in my life. And they're like, no, yoink. No,
That's his bowl.
the Lucky Charms are already they are owned by the
So it's like an
leprechaun.
heirloom. It's like the One Ring.
These are my Lucky Charms. You can't have them.
The
Get
Lucky
away from me. They're mine.
Okay, hold on.
The rabbit's like, I want
I-
to eat. Could I please eat a bite of Tricks? Could I please eat a bite of Tricks?
I'm having a
Kids are
Jimmy
like, "No, these are
Neutron.
mine."
I'm having a Jimmy Neutron brain blast right now. Can we maybe, if you're into this, can we flip the script and draw like if the Lucky Charms or like so like for instance the idea I'm having is if like the Lucky Charms guy like the bowl of tricks is actually like cursed and the kids are it's like a drama and the kids are trying to take the bowl of Lucky Charms from him because it's like got some kind of awful mind control curse to it or something like that, and then like maybe like dramatic or dark twists on
Are you
cereal
describing the Leprechaun
mascots.
film?
A little bit, but look, that's not the point. What I'm trying to say is
Jennifer Aniston's in it.
dark twists on cereal mascot storylines, like the Toucan
Sure.
Sam. Like maybe he's maybe like the police hire him to sniff out like a murder or like where a dead body is or something like that. Like I follow my nose and I can confirm their bodies are at what we've defined as grid E5 on this map. I followed my nose.
He's got a hell of a nose. He would be a good
And-
detective.
I'll tell you what.
But
never gets
murder's
easier.
too big of a. He's focused on eating cereal. He doesn't have time to solve murders.
So do you see what I'm saying about like the game we could play? We could play.
I
though.
do.
Okay. Are you into that, or do you still want to like forge ahead
am.
with?
That just feels big concept, and we have 15 minutes ish.
Well,
left.
we just. I mean, that's the challenge. Is can we pull it off?
Okay. All right.
So pick who's your cereal mascot gonna be? You can do the Toucan Sam if you have a different direction. You can't use mine. I used to.
You can have Toucan Sam.
I don't want Toucan Sam. That was my example.
You can have Toucan Sam. I'll do. You have Toucan Sam, and I will do. I don't know, Count Chocula.
What's his dramatic? I guess he kills people and drinks their. He puts cereal in blood and drinks their blood, or what's your plan?
I don't know. Maybe like there's like vampire hunters trying to get him, and he just wants to eat cereal.
Okay. Well, actually, you don't. You know what? Maybe don't tell me your idea because then when we reveal them, it'll be that much more surprising.
What are you doing? Now I have to pick a different one. Jeez.
Jeez, I'm sorry. Tell you what, I'm gonna hide your layers,
Okay, I'll hide yours.
and then it'd be really funny if we ended up doing
Just
this
a
thing
rock,
with
paper,
character.
pencil, basically.
Yeah, this is basically.
I'm gonna. Concept is, serial mascot. Dark storyline. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, and this is like how they did that dramatic, like, and dark version of the Fresh Prince, you know? Are they still making episodes of that? Was that a mini series?
I think they're still making it, actually.
Oh my gosh. All right.
I'm trying to decide what mine's gonna be.
I've got mine figured out. I just need to figure out like the most tasteful way of sort of portraying this idea. And I gotta also pull up some reference.
Huh. feel like we shouldn't do the ones we just discussed.
I agree, and I'm sorry I used so many references, like examples, to sort of really tied our hands. Maybe it would help if I listed some cereal mascots and you could sort of like, see if one jumps out at you.
Nah, you don't need to do that.
Okay. We got Sugar Smacks.
I'm like already.
Okay.
I'm already looking through them.
I used to think they were great. You know what they call Frosted Flakes? The broken promise. Never as great as the first time.
I wish any other product got as much. I mean, I know it's just to like trick kids into buying your product, which your sugary product, which sucks. But I wish, just from the advertising standpoint, any other ad campaign got the like love as like old cereal mascot.
Animation wise?
I mean, yeah, but mainly, I guess, but just like across the board, like just like that kind of like
That vibe.
make full cartoons or like that kind of yeah, I don't know. Like
There's
we're
like
gonna
a
create a whole world
storyline
around this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there was
exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
There was a lot of world building going on. I mean, you kind of have that a little bit. Like it's weird because like you have almost like the top brands that are the most like respected in advertising have like storylines that are ongoing with like recurring characters in them, and like that's like what every brand is chasing. So it's like they're almost like they're building a cohesive lore and within the advertising of like progressive,
Yeah, God, why does that feel so like soulless to me? I hate that though.
Well, because it was novel when they started it, and it's been like 25 years of flow from progressive.
Every time I see someone dressed as Flo for Halloween, it takes a year off my life. Like
Oof.
it's like, what? Why are you excited about? But I mean, I guess.
But now they have more characters too. Like they have a whole cast of characters now.
I know. And I know them, which I hate that even more. And I could give you their bio if you ask me, like, what's
I
their
could tell you their
personality? Why
personalities.
do I
Yeah.
fucking know that? I hate that I know that.
But that's
I guess,
talented. That's talent to be able to pull that off. Like they've managed to create an entire universe and like a whole like individual personalities for these characters in like 30-second ads. Like it's kind of
and
like, the economy of it
realizing
is.
in this moment how biased I am, because if at that same Halloween I saw Flo walk up, I'd be like, oh, ew. And then Captain Crunch walked up, I'd be like, ah, cool.
True.
So I don't know.
To be fair though, you don't see Captain Crunch commercials anymore, as far as I know. I don't watch Nickelodeons, and I feel like that's where they air those. So
fair.
All right. I need to start mine. Have you started? Are you on your way?
Yes, I just started.
Okay, I gotta look up reference of my
that gets a ways to go.
Okay, I could have drawn this character from memory, I feel like.
Yeah, some of these I could definitely do that.
All right. Well,
you're not drawing on your layers.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Well, it's a good thing I didn't draw.
Right, that wasn't enough for me to.
Yeah.
Also, hopefully by next week we're gonna include a way for people to draw along. So
that's true. Yeah.
Look forward to that. I feel like some people like Xenoots would appreciate that.
Yeah, because it's bringing up Lord Spew once again. He's got like a little canvas on his screen that anyone watching along can draw along with, and so having that would be pretty friggin' sweet.
Yeah, I've seen a few like shared canvas or just artists on Twitch do that, and I always like it.
It'd be cool to have, and we could like, it'd be kind of cool. We could like, react to people's art. Although I hate the word react, I would just, if I don't have a better word for it, is like, we would look at your art and we would say, oh, that's great. Wow.
Brothers, lawyers.
That's right.
It's trademarked.
Didn't they try to trademark like
they
that?
Sure
did. Jesus Christ, dude. I just read a like article headline like yesterday or something like that, where it's like DC and Marvel can't trademark the word superhero or something like that. I literally know nothing else aside from the headline, so that's what you got out of me, is that. So I'm not gonna
I'm
pretend like
surprised
I know more.
they're not able to, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't think they should be able to, but it just usually doesn't go in the way of like, oh, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Right? Yeah, it's like, oh, these guys have money. You'd think the case would go in their favor. But that's why I read that headline. I don't know if there's more to the story. I'm sure there is. But look, that's some food for thought, folks. You can't see my drawing anymore, right? Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, good. I'm glad. So how confident are you?
mine.
I cannot. How confident are you in
Oh,
your
good.
premise?
Not 60.
Same. Like I've been locked in on this for a while. But
I feel like I'm still gonna have to find some of it along the way. I have
same.
like kind of the idea.
Like I've been trying to think about how to portray this, but I'm still trying to sort of figure it out as I go.
Some ideas of how it could go.
I've been trying to write lyrics for my songs.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like new ones, or just taking your old ones and write lyrics over them?
Both, actually.
Okay, that's cool.
I've always had a hard time writing lyrics. I've just never been like very poetry minded. Like I took a poetry class, so I understand poetry to an extent, but like I've never like if I interacted with poetry as a medium more, I feel like I would have a better grasp of both reading it, like comprehension, and also writing it. But I just don't. So, and that's kind of what song lyrics are, obviously just essentially poetry, just you put it to a tune.
Yeah.
And so it's tough. I mean, also there's also different types of poetry that you can't really do in the form of a song, but that's a whole other topic. But yeah, so anyways, I don't interact with poetry a lot. I'm not very good at it, so I just usually have a hard time writing lyrics for music, which is why I've done mostly instrumental stuff, mostly things for like background music for animations and things like that. It's just easier for me because I like music production anyway. It's what I tend to focus on when I listen to music. A lot of the music I listen to is instrumental. It's just my vibe. But I do like songs with lyrics, and I do feel like that's something some of my songs could use. So,
Sure.
I've been trying it. I've basically done 2 songs where I've written lyrics, one more so than the other because the one I wrote one verse that I'm very happy with, but then like I want to have 2 more verses. But I don't, and I have like what I want the chorus to be pretty locked in too. But it's just hard to follow up that first verse.
I feel like the lyrics got to be the hardest part. I
Yeah.
guess it depends on everybody. I'm sure it comes up for some people. I'm sure lyrics come easier than the production, but I would say for the average, my guess would be that lyrics are the harder.
It's
part
not
of the
easy for I think most people. Like one funny anecdote I can share is when I was working with Ill Dutes, the rap band from Philadelphia, which by the way, the beer can for their new album that I designed has apparently dropped. So if you're in the Massachusetts area, I'll cover that in plugs. But their album's coming out soon too. And I've listened to it and it's actually like it's really good.
Awesome.
What was I saying? Fuck, I got so distracted.
You were talking about writing lyrics.
Yes. Okay, so yeah, I was hanging out with the band the one time. We were just smoking a ton of weed and hanging out, listening to music and stuff like that. I know, crazy, right? And they were writing the chorus for their song Metaphysics, I think, from their album. Shit, what was the name of that album? Future Dianalogues. Man, what a period of time in my life. But anyways, so on the album Future Dianalogues, there's a song Metaphysics, I'm pretty sure is the name of it. And they were writing the chorus, and it was like it was an 8-person band at the time, but like 4 of them were in this room as they were like trying to write this chorus essentially. And they were all just like, I mean, the chorus was like, and we're in your eyes, it's a summer, we're constellations over mountains, we're something. And I think it's like 3 lines is the chorus, but this took them like the better part of an hour to get these 3 lines just how they wanted them. And then once they finally got it, I mean, I think the chorus is pretty good. It definitely hits the vibe that they're looking for. And I remember when they finally like locked in what they thought was what they wanted for the chorus. The bassist, who's kind of like the lead, like ideas guy of the band, I think. He was like, "Man, making music is like a fucking puzzle."
Yeah.
And he's right. I mean, that's how I've always viewed art. Is this? It's making it's putting together a puzzle that there's no right answer.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
But anyways,
pieces, and you know,
yeah.
You trying to find a way to fit it all together, but yeah.
So
Puzzles,
you know,
like you just said.
Puzzles. So just seeing like a band of 4 people sitting together, like really I mean, you know, the writing process with us for Waterlogged and in our sketches has been similarly a similar process, and I do kind of love that process. Like it's agonizing to kind of go through when you're doing it, but it is like super fun and rewarding, and like it's like a workout for your brain that I really like.
Yeah, there's something really satisfying about when you solve it and everybody just suddenly like agrees, like that's it. We got it. Like
the best is when everyone's on board. Sometimes like it's kind of like
happen.
Yeah, it doesn't always happen, but you still got to push forward anyways because you still got to get the damn thing done. And if most people are happy with it, then that's, you know, fine. You know. I like what Zach says too in the chat. He says there's no right answer, but there are a hell of a lot of wrong ones, and he is not.
Yeah, that's a good way. That's a really good way to put it.
Yeah. But that's why I love art, is because it's such a free form. Because you know, I mean, fuck. When we were in the Airbnb, I like art, but when we were in the Airbnb for Kyle's wedding, were you part of the group of us that we were just like working on the fucking jigsaw puzzle while fucking
stayed up there? Like, we were like, one more piece, and then we stayed up there like till like
so long.
3:30 in the morning.
It was awesome. I love puzzles.
Yeah.
So that's why I fucking love making art, man. Ain't no AI can take that away from me.
What do you think? You just wait.
True.
No, I'm just kidding.
I know, but you're still not. I saw an interesting quote when I was on Instagram for a split second. Just checking to make sure people weren't messaging me. Like they have like those previews of threads, and I refuse to open up a Threads account to read threads.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get me. No, stay back. Get behind me. But the one post I could see all of was a person saying like, this is the most succinct explanation of AI I have seen. And it was a person saying like, AI gives wealth the access to skill while simultaneously keeping wealth away from the skilled, which is accurate.
I saw that same one.
Okay, cool.
I don't know where I saw it posted because I wasn't on Threads, but I saw it somewhere.
Huh. I'm sure it's making its rounds on the internet.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Bars.
I have to bars, yeah, straight bars, dude, fire. Man, I'm excited to see what your character is.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious too.
Um, I'm trying to think of it. Have I watched? Have I done anything?
Yeah, what did you do this week
I don't
besides
know,
work?
I've just been tired, and like I'll get home from work, and then like when I'm at work, all I want to do is I want to go home and like do things I want to
Same.
do. Yeah, like obviously, like oh wow, Ian, so relatable. Hashtag relatable. Um, but like then I'll get home, like I'm like oh yay, I can finally do the things I want to do, and then I sit down to do the things that I want to do, and then I'm like, and this has only been like the last week this has been happening. This is not like this happens. I go through spells of this, but this has been starting up the latest time. But like I sit down and then I'm just like, oh, what do I want to do? And like I'll sit there for
Yeah.
like an hour and a half and like not figure out what to do, and I'll I'll stare at a blank desktop, and not know.
Yeah, I've been kind of in that. It's funny you say that because that's not really something that I have experienced much of in the past, um, personally. But I've been feeling that a lot lately, where I'm like, I've been so busy that when I finally get to my spot where I would like chill, I just stare at it and I'm like, I don't want to do any of this, and then I just go like
Yeah,
away and like
exactly.
lay in bed or something.
The same, and then I go to sleep, and so like I've just been asleep a lot and like not doing things because like I'll look at games and be like I don't know, I don't want to do any of this, but because like I've just
Yeah.
finished the beer label and like I feel like I'm between projects right now. I feel like I don't have any pressing projects
Yeah,
that I want to make. So
I have projects, but I'm like wanting. I get home from work and I'm like, don't. Now I'm gonna
yeah,
go to work.
right. I guess I do actually have one project I need to that I've been sitting on for like a hot minute, like since October of last year. Although technically I didn't get the go
Oh,
ahead. I didn't get the go ahead till March. It's just like a little music video for a friend. I'm definitely like way
cool.
undercharging for the amount of work it's gonna be. But I know they can't afford to like pay what I
Gotcha.
actually deserve. So I'm doing this like, but like I also haven't done it in a while. Anyways, so yeah, that's been happening lately is I've just been like getting home and being like, what do I do?
I don't know what the I guess I would be revitalized if some of my friends were on the same schedule as me, but right now when I get home, there's no one like to like reach out to be like, hey, want to
Yeah,
hang?
true.
So I just like, okay, bedtime, I guess.
Right. Um, yeah, yeah, very much so that. Um, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just tired. Maybe I'm just worn out.
I think it's a combo of both. But yeah,
But
I don't know. So I've been trying to find like things to like channel
same.
some energy into. I've been plenty busy with like work and other work. So that's been the majority of it. And then I don't know.
I've
Hang out with my wife when I'm able to.
That's nice to have.
And then I don't know. Play a video game for 15 minutes and be like, I don't want to do this, and then go to bed. That's it.
Yeah, uh I've had that coding website where I've been taking like coding lessons and stuff, and
Oh,
that
yeah.
was keeping me occupied for a hot minute, but like
How's that going?
it's been going well. I finished the second course recently, which was like learning Shell. Um, but like for this week, I'd get home and I'd be like, I don't want to learn right now. I just want to like take
Go to school.
yeah, I want to take a brain break. So I haven't done it. I've done some lately because you get like extra experience points because they've gamified the whole thing to make it like an RPG. So like if I keep my weekly streak going, if I like do one lesson at least per week, I keep my streak going, which normally my streak was going fine because I was just doing like I would get home from work and I would like fucking start doing the lessons at 8 a.m. and I'd go to bed at like 2 a.m. I was so into it. Which I think is just like why I need to like take a break. I think maybe that's like the whole like start of this is I've burnt my brain out from trying to like just shotgunning fucking lessons of this whole new type of like thing, this whole new skill. Maybe that's why
That
I'm
could be
like,
it. And I'm
like-
sure the further you go, the more like in depth and difficult it gets.
oh my god, dude, I was sweating my fucking ass off on some of these shell things, and not like and through any fault of the lesson, but because like shit just wasn't installing on my computer right. I was very frustrating. But I did download Visual Studio mode or Visual Scripts. It's the thing. It's called. Wait, hold on.
Spit it out, man.
Visual Studio Code, which looks fucking sick, and I can't wait to start playing with it. But now the next lesson's on using Git.
You get might, right?
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I haven't,
Alright,
started
bro.
I haven't started the lesson yet, so I don't know. But I do think potentially some of that like sort of paralysis when I sit down has been related to both stress, I think, but also just burning my brain out on these lessons. I'm sure like it's been a lot of fun. It's like the lessons are fun to take if you're interested in what you're learning. So like, and they've structured them in a way that keeps them engaging, and it's cool. And having that AI chatbot to like help me through the difficult concepts, very helpful, and keeps me encouraged. But I do think just like I did so many lessons, like you can actually keep track of how many like lessons you do in a day.
Yeah.
And it was a lot. So I think just like, again, just taking in so much like lessons and trying to like
For a while there, every
process.
time I saw you on and talked to you, you were like coding, which is cool. But
Yeah.
yeah, you've been at it.
I was at it. So I think my brain needed a break, and I think maybe this whole maybe my brain was just like, give me a second to breathe.
You know what I'm craving?
What's that?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Keep going.
Oh, I mean, I feel like I've just been talking for a while. You can.
I was just say I've been craving some kind of like. I mean, you saw me in the group chat last night trying to pitch a game. I've been craving something where we're like, it's like a group of us doing a thing.
Oh yeah.
So I'm trying to.
I would
wrangle that.
a game I've been. So here's one thing that's like kind of been a fire under my keister is I had an idea for a game. And it sounds like it'd be an easy game, and I'm sure I'm wrong. It sounds like it'd be not an easy game to make, but I have already in my head constructed the systems that would go into it. And I feel like it would be fun. It'd be probably like a streamer-friendly game, kind of like how Lethal Company is a good game for streamers, because like they get spooked and they go, ah. And there's that aspect, but I've also thought of like... I've kind of like marketed it in my head too. So here's the idea. Let me just give it up and like, so anyone who knows how to code,
Gonna steal it.
who can steal it, go right ahead. I don't fucking care. I just want to play this game is the main reason I want to make it. So here's the idea is it's very proc gen based, but every level is you go into a cave and you can like do climby cave, like maneuverability stuff. So you can like vault, you can climb, you can like use a rope, maybe you can jump. That's obviously going to be the hardest part. Actually, a lot of it's actually, so like I have like two main systems in mind, and they're both going to be the hardest parts about it. So great. But anyways, the idea is you can like, you're very maneuverable and you're in a cave, and the cave is procedurally generated each time. And the idea is that deeper into the cave, there's treasure that you're trying to get, and there's more treasure the deeper into the caves you get. But also, each cave has, I don't know what to call it. I'm going to call it an anomaly right now.
Okay.
Where basically a creature or creatures, it's basically like one enemy type is generated each cave, but the enemy is also procedurally generated. So like they have different like ways of moving around. They've got different amounts of them. They've got different like sounds that they generate. And like I know how I would like put that in my head. Like each sound would have like a head, a body, and a tail. That sounds have, those are parts of sounds you can sort of categorize. It's the whole thing. But anyways, so the idea in my head is that every level is like you're in a cave and you're trying to go deeper into that cave, but you literally never know what you're gonna find in each cave. And the idea came from playing Minecraft, because like I was in a spooky looking cave and I was like, oh my god, it's a spooky cave, but I know I'm gonna run into a creeper, a skeleton, or a zombie, and you know,
Yeah.
that kind of kills the spookiness
That
of
kind
it.
of like not knowing what kind of monster you're gonna deal with is part of what makes things like Lethal Company and others so fun.
Exactly. So the idea is if the monster is also like in ways procedurally generated, and like, you know, maybe the idea is like it crawls on ceilings and there's like a ton of them and they're not that dangerous, but they can swarm, you know, and you know, different levels of danger to each one, and like different like procedurally generated noises they could make. And then also the idea was maybe there's like 10 preset monsters that have like names, you know, and those would be the ones that, because like the internet loves to latch on to a monster, you know, like when Siren Head came out, you know, or Momo, you know, and the internet loves a creepy spoop that they can sort of like have as a mascot for the time period, you know. So I feel like if I make 10 enemies that are more deliberately designed, they can maybe be more unique and fun and act as like bosses for the game, but also they would have that sort of viral aspect
Make this
to them.
game, dude.
And then, you know, you'd use the treasure to upgrade your equipment so you can explore better. And then I feel like there would be one other thing I'd want you to be able to upgrade that's more sort of like the overall progression, like to give you sort of like a like main game progression sort of vibe, you know. But that's the idea. Is it's a spooky cave simulator.
I like it. I'd play that.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be fun.
I love the idea of us making games. I have no knowledge on how to do it, so I feel like almost like I feel naive to even like suggest it. Kind of like those people that are like, oh my god, we are so funny. We should have we should do stand up. We should have a podcast.
Right.
Love it. We're so funny when we hang out.
We did do
I'm
that.
not
That's
trying to
why
be that guy.
we're literally doing that right now. That is actually this.
Nah, we just like to draw and hang out. That's why we're here.
That is true.
At least I think that. I don't know. I don't think we were ever like play where people get to see hear our voices.
I completely agree. We were just doing this because we did this before on Twitch and we had so much fun. We just wanted to do it in a more formal sort of fashion, I think.
It's, you know, it's rare as an artist to actually get time to like be artists with other artists like collaboratively. Like, as weird as that sounds, like with the way that like we're all spread out and on the internet and stuff, like you don't really get to do it simultaneously. So I think that's the draw for us, or at least for me.
At the draw. Anyways, no, I agree. I completely agree, and you're right. And yeah, I would love to make games too, and I feel like the way I want to like kind of like wet my whistle, cut my teeth in it is like, so I'm on a couple of discords that are game dev discords, but specifically there is a like game jam discord, and my hope is that as they do these game jams, I'll just like develop these little projects that'll kind of be my way of like learning these systems and how I do things. I feel like this is like, these goals are way off. Like this isn't gonna come into play until 5 to 8 years down the line. Like who even knows? But I figure
friend of the show, Many Hats, has started to wet his whistle a little on streaming, as well as coding and game dev. Like
no way
he wants to do. So
interesting. We should definitely
talk to. I don't know where he's at, like as far as learning that stuff goes, but it's something he's been like trying to dip into as well.
We should definitely have a chat about that then. I'd like to talk to him about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm on this game jam discord. Some idea is like, as these, because like, you know, most recently from what I saw, they've had a couple of game jams I'm sure since then, but the most recent that I actually got a chance to like see the beginning of on the discord was like make a rhythm game, and I'm like, oh, that'd be cool as like a little test project. Spend like a week making a little rhythm game, you know, see if I can make something that's like compelling and fun. And my main, also like one thought I'm having is like, you know, I make a goofy little game. Maybe I like it maybe it's fun and I like it. Maybe I develop it just a little bit further, and then I release it and charge it for $1. You know, if like
Yeah.
if
Oh.
1,000 people buy that off of Steam, that's $700 for me because Valve takes the other 300. They take 30%. Then you take away some cash taxes. But like, you know, that'd be kind of cool. And like, you know, maybe I could make some cash that way. And that would fund maybe the next project and so on and so forth. My hope is that like maybe it'd be like a little snowball effect. I don't know. But again,
You're
this is
learning while
all
doing,
yeah.
you know, it's kind of like plot crew days of like just making things with other people for the sake of learning.
Exactly. Zach says, or you could release it on itch.io instead of Steam. Why not both.gif? I mean, I think if you're going to release something, you should release it on Steam, and not because I think like Steam needs the help, but because Steam is the place people go to buy their games. Like, that's just like, if you want to sell your wares, you go to the market, you know? So itch.io, I also definitely thought like itch.io would be it's what Puppet Combo does. Puppet Combo sells his shit on itch and then sells it on Steam as well, because also show my DrawBomb. Zenith's
Drew Mr. Krabs from memory, I think. Reading.
sick. I
I didn't look at it
completely
yet.
yeah, I didn't see that. My apologies, Zeniths. Let's get that for you.
Thank you for drawing along.
Yeah. Thank you for DrawBombing along.
Yeah.
I just noticed.
Coined drawing, trademarked it.
I just used what was I saying? I just opened up Discord and I just saw Zach message me. He said, "React to my art in the DrawBomb along." That sounds so demanding without context.
All right.
So okay, Zach, I completely understand.
If you draw art for our show, you're allowed to be a little demanding because we appreciate you. Thanks for engaging.
Yeah. Let's see. I opened it up in a window. Which window did it go to? I have too many internet windows open. Maybe this is why my computer froze. Okay, there it is. Okay. So let's see if I can make this happen. Oh, that's the wrong window. Anyways, this is the drawing. This is the story of a drawing. That's Mr. Krabs.
You blow it up a little bit. There we go. I love it. That's great.
It looks pretty on point.
I like how wiggly it is, like on purpose. Like it's good style. Good style points there.
Style points. I feel like the real difficulty would have come in drawing his whole body and like the design choices that you would have to figure out how to emulate. But I like the face, and I feel like that's a 9 out of 10 in terms of accuracy, in my opinion, without looking it up. That was good.
Well done, sir.
Yeah, nicely done. Thanks for DrawBombing along. This is the story of a bomb who drew along.
Audience loves your Mr. Krabs. I'm just slow on the draw. But yeah, I've been looking for some kind of community game thing to do that we can all play together. I've been enjoying Minecraft, although I do feel I haven't really seen anybody else there.
I've been on Minecraft. I actually, since today was like a day off from work, and I sat down at the computer again, and I was like, what am I gonna do? And I told myself, there is a perfectly good Minecraft server. I'm just going to vibe out and watch YouTube videos and play Minecraft. And I did that for a solid like 3 hours straight. So
nice.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, today I was stuck working all day.
At work, like you were.
Joined you.
Man, this really is the busy season for you. Man.
I have commissions I gotta finish this week, and I can only do it in the 3 days off I have before I'm at my job, and then I don't have time to do it anymore. So
the life
drawing things here so that I can go back to the things that aren't drawing for the rest of the week. Serving people food.
The life of an artist. But yeah, actually, we talked about that on Discord. I was just goofing and gollering.
Oh, I know.
But yeah, it's unfortunate. But you know,
Good
it'd
at
be
work,
cool.
but
Yeah.
I would like to be a bum.
It'd be cool
Sounds
to
fun.
get to have like a Minecraft night with the gang. You know, sometimes we would have
Yeah.
like. I mean, that'd be a good chance to do a movie too. Is Minecraft in a movie?
I agree.
This is a story of a girl who cried a river around the whole world. I had that stuck in my fucking head. God damn it.
Did it to yourself.
I did.
I never even sang it once. It's all you.
I completely did that to myself. Complete own goal. Gosh, we're kind of coming up towards. How close are you to finishing up your drawing?
I need a little bit more. We might go over a little bit if you're okay with that. But
I'm still.
I won't. I gotta start
We're
coloring
over,
now.
buddy, but I'm okay with it. I'm happy to draw.
Oh, yeah,
but-
we are over by a bit already. Yeah. I
Yeah.
see that.
I'm
I
gonna
haven't started
start.
coloring yet, but I'm almost there.
I'm gonna
Close.
start coloring mine. I think I have like a couple of details, but I want to add them after I color, so I know how to composition them. I'm so curious to see what you've done. This is I feel like this is actually more fascinating. Like rock paper pencil, we always like we kind of it's like draw a
The concept
brick.
is agreed upon.
Yeah. So for this being, I really don't know what you're gonna draw. There's an extra layer of excitement to it for me, actually. Normally it's already exciting. And I think it's cool that we have a system set up where we don't see each other's drawings, but we do allow everybody else to see them. I think I'm just really proud of
For a while we didn't do it that way, and it was probably not that fun to watch.
Yeah.
Like empty.
Yeah. But it's cool. I'm glad we figured out a good system for this show. For sure.
Yeah.
Man, just think though, if we have like the DrawBomb live and live in the studio, I mean, she doesn't have to agree to do this, but having Morgan on as like the engineer to just like make sure the levels are good, she could like chime in and participate. That'd be cool as hell too. I'm just saying, she'd be a great addition.
I agree.
Not that she has to. She doesn't have to. She don't gotta do shit.
I pitched the idea after you said
Oh.
it, whenever you said it. And
I
she's
forgot
like,
I've already said it. Okay.
That sounds cool.
Oh, sick.
You know, whether
Yeah.
that actually, you know, we're dealing with a lot of hypotheticals right
This is
now.
a hypothetical.
Who knows?
Once it becomes, if it were to become less hypothetical, I'm sure her reaction is possibly
Yeah. This is one of her times to
Changeable.
like, you know, do her own thing. So I understand if she didn't want to do it, but
Yeah.
but if she does, it would be welcomed.
Yeah. This is the story of a girl who we wanted to be an engineer on her show.
And you said you couldn't write lyrics.
I know,
You
right?
got it. You got it.
Dude, at work, my one coworker and I, Joe, I've started doing this thing. Joe will just do this thing because I've discussed the radio stations before that we hear at work and how they play the same like 10 songs over and over. So we just
Yeah.
hear the same songs. So like
Why is that always true at work? Why?
I don't know, man. It's like the one place I would love. And like the one person who comes in, Zori, who I've also invited to the Minecraft server because she played Minecraft. But
If you need me to whitelist anybody, let me know.
I will let you know. Oh, I should let her know about that actually. Yeah, I'll have to remind her. I invited her to the. She's on the server now. She's on like the F is for Friends. She just needs to
Cool.
probably like just hit you up with the info, but I'll remind her about the whitelist just in case.
If I just know her Minecraft name, I can just put her in whether she joins it or not.
Cool. I'll get that info for you. She hasn't played yet. She hasn't tried because she's been busy as well. But anyways, we'll hear the music over and anyways, Zori puts on a radio station that like plays different music all day, and we rarely get to hear it. So it's like when we are able to hear it, it's such a treat. But when we're listening to these fucking songs over and over again, we like Joe will just start singing them really badly on purpose and like just obnoxiously, which sounds annoying, but it's not because it's funny. Just because like we're both in the same headspace.
Exact same.
Yeah. And I have started just coming up with like like I'm fucking Weird Al-ing these songs, you know.
Yeah, that's the other go-to. I think that's awesome.
So, been doing a lot of that. I also sometimes I have like these earbuds, these like Beats earbuds. So sometimes I'll like just queue up a bunch of YouTube videos or like podcasts on YouTube or something like that, or like just podcasts on Spotify or something, and just like veg out and like repair bikes while I sort of, you know, space out to people just yammering away.
Podcasts are good for that, like disassociating.
Yeah. Very much so. What a fucking world we live in where I have to like I look forward to disassociating at work.
Tune out to being alive.
Oh man, these 9 hours of my day each day, I really try to just forget that I'm existing during them. Listen to people talk about fucking StarCraft 2. A game I haven't played.
Yeah.
But I played StarCraft 1. I actually do want to stream.
You'd be so good at it.
I kind of want to stream through the StarCraft campaigns eventually. Just I think that'd be interesting to like, because I've never paid attention to the storylines. As a kid, I had no idea what the fuck was going on, but as an adult, I feel like I'd get a lot more out of them, and it'd be interesting to sort of see what the hell's going on.
Sure.
The setting of StarCraft is always cool. Like I always thought it was interesting that it's essentially like you're the Space Confederacy, which is an interesting angle on it. I've never seen that's unique. I've never seen that, I think.
Yeah, I guess I don't know the real setup.
That's the main thing I know is that like the humans are called the Confederacy, so it's like the Space Confederacy essentially, which isn't so like everyone's got like southern accents, and I think the entire army is like made up of criminals.
Oh. They seceded this so hard they went to space.
Yeah. So it's an interesting vibe to it, because I think they do that because it kind of makes the humans automatically not perfect good like heroes, you know. So since you sort of establish that moral gray, no particular race except for like the Zerg has maybe a known, like you don't know where they sit on the moral compass right away, whereas the Zerg are just like chaos. So it's like they don't have a moral compass, but like you don't really find out in the first StarCraft, I don't think, for a while, that the Protoss are actually like highly intelligent and aren't like trying to just murder. Like you think they're just kind of like aliens to defeat in the beginning until you like learn to cooperate with them against the Zerg. Essentially, it's like sort of a development, which is it's kind of like the podcast I was listening to. They described the overall plot structure of StarCraft as like Halos, where like you fight the Covenant and then you're working with the Covenant against the Flood, and it is very similar vibes, which is interesting to consider. But StarCraft did it way earlier, I guess. So hey, you know, and I'm sure StarCraft is like based off of other shit. I'm sure. I mean, I feel like video game storylines in general are amalgamations of, you know, whoever was in charge of the narratives, like sort of inspirations quickly thrown together to like service gameplay mechanics. How you doing on that drum, buddy?
I'm going. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm not like trying to rush you. I'm just I feel like I'm just yammering away while I color in these lines.
We could do plugs while we're coloring, but I'm not sure that I'll be done in time.
you know. Well, if I feel like we can do like let us know when you're like when you feel like you're 5 minutes away from
Sure.
finishing, because then I feel like that's Plug's time.
I'm almost there.
No rush. Don't feel rushed.
SDBB 700.
Man, what the fuck is going on with the damn microwave downstairs? I've heard it beep so many times in the last 3 minutes. I'm like, figure your shit out with the microwave.
Somebody's microwaving.
So they're doing a lot of
I learned how to turn the sound off on my microwave.
Oh, you can do that? God damn.
Yeah.
That'd
Should do it.
make midnight snack so much
There's no need for
easier.
the noise.
Damn it, I'm gonna do that. I'll be like a ninja.
You'd be making, God, anything you want. All, but no one will know.
Oh, I'm so excited. I had these mango habanero wings from a local restaurant this weekend. They were good.
Oh, hell yeah. That sounds so good.
They
I
were
love
pretty
mango habanero wings. That's my go-to flavor. when I
Is
go
it
away.
really?
Well, so whenever I go to Buffalo Wild Wings, that's what I get, which is,
Oh,
I
nice.
don't go there often, but their wings
I've
are
never-
fine. Their sauces are good. That's what makes them good.
I've never been.
Okay. It's like Applebee's for wings.
That's what
But I mean, the wings
very
aren't
just-
bad. It's just wings, you know. The,
yeah.
Not like, I don't think they have bad quality, but the sauces are really good, I think. Unless I'm some kind of plebe, but I like them.
And I'm
Don't
so-
yuck my yums.
They have different foods than wings, I'm assuming, right? But you probably want to get the wings.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't go there for that, but yes, they do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just a wings fan in general. I just like wings, and like
Yeah.
I love to try. Like, there's this one local restaurant. I'm sure they don't exist anymore, but in high school we'd go all the time, and you could get.
I'm in my wings era right now.
Oh, I've always been in my wings era. We would go to this restaurant in high school all the time, and like you could get all you can eat wings. You had to pay for like the wings, obviously, but like you could be like, can I get 3 wings with this sauce, 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 and I would just try every sauce. It was great, and every sauce was good.
It's kind of ironic because I grew up in rural areas where there wasn't really restaurants, you know, like there wasn't much of anything. And one thing there was wings. There was tons of wings. But I didn't really care
Huh.
for, I mean, it's not like I thought they were bad. I just,
You
no
fool!
part of me was like, I know, agreed. That was my chance. And now I've reached this era of my life where it's all I want. I just want wings all the time.
Dude, wings are so good.
And I could have embraced the wings back then.
Hey, if you ever want to get wings sometime when you're in town or I'm in town,
Oh yeah, we're
What we
doing it,
got?
bro. We're
What
getting
we-
wings.
hell yeah.
Have you ever done Wingstop? I never have, but
No,
there's
never.
one near me. And I'm curious. It's just another chain wing place, but I'm like,
Huh.
like if it's any good, I mean, if it's fine, that's good enough for me. Like I feel like with wings, it's a hard one to mess up. I think.
Wings, yeah. I mean, you really have to fuck up. to
Buffalo Wild
order
Wings is like a touch more expensive than it should be because you're paying for like most people are like dining in and like
Yeah.
hanging out and watching like sports and whatever. And I just want wings. And I'm like, if I go to Wingstop, is it going to be like cheaper because you're not paying for the location? Because I don't think as many people are hanging out there. That's like a
Right.
takeout spot.
Huh, that's a good question. This is not wings, but I feel like I just need to shout this place out. But the last 2 times we've made trips to Iowa, we've gotten food at this place called Naf Naf, or I've gotten food at this place called Naf Naf. And it's like a Mediterranean/Indian cuisine sort of place. They have great falafel, great, like you can get like a hummus and falafel wrap. It's so good. And the sauces, they have like these great sauces I have a hard time pronouncing. But they like range from like even harder. But the sauces range from like not spicy at all to insanely spicy. And these insanely spicy sauces are like delicious, like, and they have like a tanginess to them, and you can like mix and match the sauces. So good. And I'm a big falafel fan. I just love falafel.
Great Frog Wizard is here. Welcome, welcome.
Whoa,
that-
we were just talking about him.
Yeah, we were talking about you a little bit ago. It says Wingstop's pretty good. There you go.
Okay, nice. We were talking about how you're learning
Welcome.
to code and I'm learning to code.
Or at least like some interesting like game design stuff. I don't know if he's on the coding end of it necessarily, but I know he's
I
doing
see.
something. He's doing some pixel art.
Oh, cool.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool. You summoned me. He says,
He's
I've
also
heard
been
the...
doing a lot of Twitch streaming. He's been
Nice.
going on most nights, so that's
Usually-
pretty cool.
Usually when I'm at work, I feel like... Also, I've heard the microwave go off like 5 more times.
Someone's out of control down there.
I'm definitely learning to
You
code,
don't
he
use that
says.
microwave immediately.
Nice. Which website
Oh,
are you
yeah.
using?
So I wasn't
Great.
certain, but that's great.
Are you using a Code Academy or boot.dev, or what's the website you're using? I'm curious. Just not sharing the codes. Oh yeah, you don't have to. No, I totally understand. I've been using the website boot.dev to learn code. It's been pretty cool. I like it a lot. Some of the answers are goofy, like like the one boot.dev coding tutorial I did. You have to basically like load in this like code, and you're supposed to like do these certain parameters, and then it'll give you back like an error code, and then you're supposed to like report the error code into the terminal, and that's what like how you complete the assignment. And so the error code was 69. And so like, you know, I'm doing all these steps. I'm like fucking sweating my ass off trying to like figure this code out, and then like I punch it in finally and do it right, and I just get 69, and for some reason it made me laugh. I'm learning through Game Maker, actually. They have lessons within the engine. Oh, that's actually super cool. I should try that out sometime.
Seems
as
like
like a
Good way to, yeah.
I mean, that's how
cut out the
Undertale.
middleman.
Yeah, Undertale was made in Game Maker.
That's cool.
Yeah. That's a hot
We'll
error
have
code.
Mini hats on soon.
Yeah, we'd love to have you on for an episode sometime. We've
Great
been.
Frog Wizard. I'm sorry, using the wrong the wrong term.
Oh yeah, that's right. You've rebranded.
Yeah.
I've heard the microwave just went off again.
You need to get down there and
I'm gonna like.
start cracking some heads.
I am actually gonna go downstairs and like check out the microwave once we're done with this stream, because like, what the fuck is this? Seriously, what is this?
It'll just be gone.
The microwave. It was a fake microwave. It's like in Ferris Bueller when he's got the tape recording of like a snoring sound. All right, I think my drawing is pretty much done at this point. I'm just adding an extra detail.
We can start doing
on
plugs.
these.
I'm
Okay.
almost done.
DrawBomb is recorded live from a studio audience. Brandon, do you have anything you want to plug? Brandon.
Go on over to Great Frog Wizard stream. Give him a follow.
Yeah.
He's doing some fun stuff. Similar energy to what we do here, I think, a lot of times. So that's, if you like this, you'll like that.
We've done Dungeons and DrawBombs
fun.
with Great Frog Wizard, so like, you know, they're a homie of DrawBomb for sure.
Yeah, we should have him back on. I know I just said that, but I believe I want it.
Yeah.
Want to have it.
Just real quick, I want to read. It's okay. Heart Many Hats has been retired, but it still exists. I would love to come on the show sometime soon. I can use my little avatar as my video. Sick. Hell yeah. Love it. DrawBomb is recorded live from a studio audience. Okay, cool. Yeah. So, Great Frog Wizard. Ooh, that was a hiccup burp. Great Frog Wizard. Check out their stream.
Ooh,
Super fun and cool. I know. I hate that combo though because it hurts. But yeah, Great Frog.
Too many people trying to squeeze through the doorway. You know.
That's right.
Like, Three Stooges. You just three stooged.
I got air gas bum rush in my mouth.
Air gas bum mouth.
Anyways, Many Hats, cool guy, love him. Check out his stream. Any other plugs for you, Brandon?
No, sir. I don't think
Alrighty.
so. Not this week.
For plugs, there was one thing I mentioned earlier that I said I was gonna bring up in plugs, but I forget. Of course I would forget. I should have seen that coming. But I do have 2 animations that I want to once again plug. I'm trying to plug independent animation on YouTube or elsewhere so that it succeeds. So these two animations I want to plug are called the Payoff, but it's like PXA off. It's fucking sick. I've watched it like once a day since I've seen it because it's so good. Gives me
Is that the one you
huge.
sent me?
Yes, it gives me huge Studio Trigger / Dead Leaves vibes. The sound design is like top notch. Like it's like the production value on this animation, it may as well be like a like professional like studio. Like it's so good. And it's great.
Yeah.
And I want people to watch it because I want this thing to fucking pop off because this shit's awesome. It's called the PXA off. I'm gonna post it in the links channel. It's that right there. It's pretty sick. Fucking love it. It's got 500,000 views right now, so that I'm actually very thrilled to see that because when I first linked you to it, Brandon, it had about 20K views. So
you're responsible for, let's see, what's the math there? How many views did you bring it?
so many, dude.
That DrawBomb bump.
I got that DrawBomb bump. You can't deny it. Let me see here. There was another animation I wanted to plug that I watched. See, I gotta go to my likes. Liked videos. Oh, also, Brian David Gilbert has a kids show pilot that he put out for a show called Outdoor Ed, and it's 2 minutes and it's dope as fuck. And I also recommend that. I'll link to that. But also the other animation I wanted to shout out was it's called Art and Davy, the Housemate from Hell. It's good. I like it. It's well done. The animation in it's really solid. It's also got some really solid production value. It gives me like big sort of like MTV era sort of animation. I feel like this show would have fit in on MTV sort of era animation. But it's good. It's called Art and Davy, the Housemate from Hell. I'm going to post a link. And that's my plugs. What do you remember the thing I mentioned earlier saying I was gonna plug that? Do you remember what that was?
No, I don't remember. I'm sorry.
All right, well we tried. I should just know. I should have just known. Like I'm not gonna remember the fucking plug. Shit, I ain't gonna.
I know. I'm way too for how shit like dog shit my memory is. I'm always like way too confident. I'm like I have it in my head and I'm like,
right?
Can I write that down? I'm like, nah, I got it.
Same.
I got an iron. nothing leaves this dome, and then it's I just forget it every time. And I'm getting a little better. I'm like starting to write things down, but I'm like overconfident, or like to double down on that whole thing. I'll be like, okay, I need to write this down. I'll forget it, and then I write it down so vaguely, and I'm like, now I'll know what that means. Then I go to read the thing, and I'm like, what the
Right.
tough guy pants? What does that mean? What did I mean by tough guy pants? I don't even know.
I've been there. Yeah, I've learned to work around my bad memory of things. I've learned.
You're doing robot voice right now a little bit.
No, yeah, my internet's fucking up right now. I know. I have been getting better at sort of accommodating with my bad memory and things like that. Oh my god, my internet's just like fucking up right now. we got to wrap this up quick. But anyways,
Yeah. I'm like, a minute out.
yeah. But yeah, my I've been getting really good at like accommodating my memory and stuff. Like I have specific places I put things. I've got like routines I go through, like phone keys wallet check to make sure I don't like leave without that stuff. I've just got things I do to sort of like accommodate my sort of things that I know I'm gonna forget and overlook. But
Same.
whenever there's a new sort of you'd think from now on, like, I would just sort of have a blanket approach to everything where it's like, you're gonna forget this, just write it down or some shit like that. And I tend to, but still every once in a while I get overconfident.
Same. I still
But
put some trust in myself that is just not earned at all. Every
Yeah.
once in a while, I'm like, why did I do that? Should have just wrote it down.
for real. But I will say I am also going to post a link to Newgrounds because the trailer, I'm going to post a link to YouTube too. I feel like both are good. But the link to the trailer to the animation I worked on finally dropped. Episodes are coming to the Adult Swim. I think Adult Swim's going to post them onto YouTube. But the episodes drop October 4th, 11th, and 18th. Fist Head, I worked on episode
Be
3.
good. I already saw some clips from it on Lord Spew's stream a while back. It's
Hell yeah.
looking great.
Dude, he showed the fucking intro on his stream today, and damn it,
The intro is the best. The
Oh.
intro goes so hard. It's so funny because the concept is so goofy, and then the intro just goes like so much harder than it needs to, and it's awesome.
It's
The
so
intro,
good.
I think, was the part that like got me the most. Honestly,
I'm glad, dude. And like fucking Lord Spew animated that. Like I like we were all like, hey, do you want your help? Do you want help animating the intro? He's like, no. This is I have to do this. This is my cross
my
to bear.
baby.
Yeah.
It's cool to see. Like, I mean, I'm kind of glad he did that because like I know he's a talented animator and I know he's a talented artist, but a lot of his stuff is pretty like, you know, I think you'd agree is kind of, he would agree is kind of like silly and like,
Yeah.
you know, he's animating live a lot of times, so I think he doesn't quite push it to his full potential, and then to see him go like four is really impressive because it's really, it looks great.
Yeah, and he's definitely got that ability. Like you should see this one music video he animated. It's for this like metal band, but like he animated this like really grim ass music video, and it's like sick. There's so much detail going on. Like I hope he got paid good money for it because there's like a lot of work in this. I think it's actually for his own band actually, so he would have not paid. Gotten paid.
So he didn't get paid.
Yeah, but it's sick. Oh my god, I really gotta check that fucking microwave. It's still happening.
The food's ready.
It's been ready for a while.
All right, my drawing's done.
You ready? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's look. Oh, it's Captain
Not
Crunch.
worth it.
Oh my god, the crunch berries of the cannon.
Oh, I like it. I like that he is cuckoo
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
for Cocoa Puffs.
I
He doesn't want to be. He's taking measures to get better.
I just forgot. I actually intended to put some like memento ass post-it notes around the mirror too, but
Tattoos on his arms.
Yeah.
You're stronger than this. He doesn't want. This is the era where he's trying to get better.
Yes.
The commercials. He's embracing his.
He has fallen
his
off
addiction.
the wagon.
He's like, I know what I am, and I'm happy to be here.
Now
he's
yeah.
he's fighting it.
He's sunk to his lowest low. He wants to finally sort of climb back. I like your drawing.
For mine, I was trying to make it more. I was trying to think of something more clever. I couldn't come up with anything besides like I was trying to think of something like who the other ship was or something like that.
You miss working on Waterlogged. You can admit it.
Oh, I'll admit that all day.
Yeah, me too. We should I mean we've talked about like different animations we want to make for DrawBomb. We should do a pilot for like or just like I feel like the first chapter of Waterlogged would fit into like a 15-minute animation. And I feel like that'd be cool as hell to make.
Probably even less if we like, really like
Economize.
I mean, yeah, economize for the sake of like not we could make it a 50-minute thing, but it probably be more watchable if it was not.
Yes, agreed. And also more makeable.
More doable.
Exactly. Yeah. But I agree.
Your Frog Wizard wants to know, do you think the food in the microwave is ready yet?
I fucking hope so, because it's been beeping.
You're gonna come down and there's just gonna be like
it's exploded everywhere.
Just wants food.
Yeah.
House is on fire. It's like the Troy entering the apartment meme community.
Yeah. Oh man. God, this episode's been like 3 hours long. This is not what I meant when I said I wanted us to like meet up for an hour on Mondays to work on stuff.
I knew this last drawing was too high concept. Clearly, it's too clever, too highbrow. It's gonna take more time.
15 minutes.
It's all right. I enjoyed hanging out.
Yeah, me
It's
too.
all good.
I feel like we still got some good conversation in.
That's right. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
And thanks Xena. It's great.
Thank
Frog
you,
Wizard.
everybody.
Appreciate everybody who was hanging out in the chat.
Thank you so much. Love you all. You mean the world to us, because otherwise, why would we be doing this stream still?
Do it for the love.
We do it for the love.
Love
We've
of the
already
game.
we've actually already said why we do what we do, because it's fun. We do it because we like to. It is just still funny to look at the episode number and have the chat room still be empty sometimes. I feel like
I know.
I feel like as somebody like I just think about this sometimes, and it's not how they should feel, but I feel like if you were like a random person scrolling around the internet and you were to come across our channel and see like almost 200 episodes worth of like content that nobody is watching,
I think
you would
those
just feel
podcasts
sad.
make up like 80% of the internet.
It's almost like the majority of YouTube and the internet, as you said. Actually,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah, but especially like places where people post content like YouTube, like you just said. Yeah, I think that's what's going on. But what is the internet but a tool to like reach out to each other?
So true.
We're hanging out. We'd probably, we hang out no matter what. So we're airing it.
That's right. We would do this. We used to do
We on a paper trail of us hanging out.
back when we first did this. Like we did like a 6-hour stream the one time when we were on like that dinosaur kick.
Yeah,
That was a fun one.
that's true. It was fun.
And then we like got off and then did like another 6-hour stream like a couple hours later because we were just like having so much fun.
Down for another one? I think
Yeah.
we just had I mean, it's a fun setup, and I think that was like the first time we had like done it, and we're like, well, that was cool.
Yeah.
Little did
Every-
we know there'd be more than 6 hours of it in the future.
Right.
Thousands of hours.
Thousands and thousands and thousands. But the I think like that was like also like we had finally discovered Drawpile, and like for so long like there was a drought of this type of program that we've been looking for, and it was so nice to like
Yeah.
have it and like have it be legit and good. So we were just like so thrilled to dick around in it and just like really having fun with it.
Mini hats, oh God, I keep saying
And
uh,
Great Frog Wizard was
Frog
also
Wizard.
part of that.
that's true. But anyway,
just a draw
Frog
box.
Wizard asked, how many views do we get on VODs? And just looking back, roughly,
None.
I would say no, actually, the DrawBomb live shows range from 20 to 40
On Twitch?
something views. No, on Twitch. On Twitch, yes.
See,
VODs.
here's the thing. I don't understand. I feel like those are lies. I don't understand because I don't know who's watching the VODs. Especially because
20 to 40 people.
watching VODs on Twitch has always been like a terrible experience for my using it. I'm just and like
Don't
I
talk
feel
them
like
out of it, Ian.
I feel like every video has like that number of views, and I'm just like, why? Like, how is that possible?
Because they love us and they're not around Mondays at 8 p.m.
That's right.
How many shows do you watch on primetime when they're airing? No, you watch them on streaming services, Ian.
I watch The Big Bang Theory the moment it airs every day.
Stop trying to convince our viewers not to watch our show.
Okay, then on that note, I'm gonna say goodbye to everybody. Stop watching this one.
I do watch VODs for channels on Twitch that I like that I am not around when they do the majority of their streaming.
I have
Something
watched
actually do.
I have watched some VODs, don't get me wrong, but I don't know who's watching ours. Like, it'd be nice for them to turn up. If there's 40 of them,
Hey, 40 people. Say
40
something.
people would really liven up a fucking chat.
It would, yeah. It would be a whole different
God damn.
thing.
Anyways.
All right.
Yeah, all right.
Anyways, thanks everybody who was in the chat. We appreciate
Yes,
you. And
yes.
we'll catch you next week, if not sooner, if we don't do any in between
That's right.
thingies.
And we're gonna hopefully be posting animations again soon. And we're gonna start working on an animation soon that I hope we make it cool. I think it'd be pretty sick. But we're gonna
I would
we
like
got
to animate.
we'll sit down and we'll talk about it.
My
sometime.
animation style is kind of like, it's kind of like chunky and messy. I think I need to like clean it up if we're gonna like collab.
Well, I was thinking like we would kind of go over like sort of a process and like sort of that's why I wanted to like sit down and discuss it. Is like maybe we'd figure out like more of a routine sort of 4 shots so that like it's kind of more uniform and we have like a more like structured approach to things.
Yeah. We will do that. I guess that's how we've always produced our stuff.
Yeah.
right.
But it'd be cool.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
All right. Anyways, bye everybody. Bye. We gotta go.
Shut the hell up, bitch. Go kill yourself. Go sit in the middle of the road and let a car run over you.